exactly what I knew they would do, where they would.
You triggered my trap card.
Avoid accountability. Let's go ahead and into this cope fest right here, bro. I have a problem with fucking you.
Me, nigga, why are these call-outs so goddamn gay?
Immediately deflects and says, "Oh, this is gay." Well, we're gonna talk about gay here in a second.
You got a problem with me? Like, nigga, we never. What is this? This is so bizarre. You're going too far with
that. Was the bottom.
Nah, bro, you heard it out of his own mouth.
I know.
Red pill do stay saying the gay shit. You never noticed that?
Yeah, you just put
blue pill fuck.
The right place. The comma.
Hey, bro, you
didn't put the comma at the right place.
Fresh. Hey. Rosalind Brinson says, my prediction is that she calls Anton Daniels and they create Lapeef version 2. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that that's a possibility that could be
100%?
I can't
and
wait.
You know,
I can't wait.
What did the rest of y'all think?
100%, man. And also, you know, Angry Man, he's trying to get that white audience, man, and he can't do it with these Anton Daniels because they don't have a white audience. He's been saying that for the longest to his black audience.
Yeah,
that's so fucking weird.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. What you think, 100?
Oh, I'm sorry. You said I was typing to somebody.
No, you good. You good.
Right now, you talking about Anton?
Yeah,
Anton?
Rosalind here has said her prediction is that Just Pearly Things will call Anton Daniels and they'll create Lapeef version 2.
Are they cool like that? I didn't know they was. I didn't know they had that sort of relationship.
Yeah, I think they're pretty cool, man. I think they got like a business working relationship. I know Anton was going pretty hard for her in the paint. You know what I'm saying? As far as when all of this situation took place to kind of cover her back, Anton and Angry Man was going real hard in the paint for her, you know what I'm saying, to run some cover game for her. So I could actually see that happening, possibly. I'd be interested. That's definitely some reaction content in the future if they do that.
Facts.
You know
Don't forget the lead attorney, man, the plantation attorney.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, the sleaze attorney, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be like, you know, oh my god, we talking about Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hell yeah.
Unfit.
Right.
They want to talk about us being gay. Okay.
You had a prostate orgasm.
Yeah.
You have?
What? Wait.
So you know, okay, so I think that's kind of that's something that needs to be not just brushed over.
Wait, what?
I don't know which I don't know which one it was, but one of them, either Abba or Preach, I think it might have been Abba, said that he had a quote unquote prostate orgasm. Now, anybody that's familiar with it,
milk, my boy.
That's what he said.
Come
yeah.
on,
what
man.
movie was that on
man.
when that motherfucker had got milked by that nurse and then he ended up marrying her? What movie was
that? Milk money, man.
That's not no. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I like Abba and Preach, but you know what I'm saying?
Sus.
Yeah, definitely. That's yeah, shout out to Garth Yahuda Andrews. He said, pause. Flag on the play. Flag minus a L on the play too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, what?
That's hilarious. Yo, shout out to everybody that's watching on Grind and Motivates channel. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all show some love. Bang that like button over there. We got 47 people watching on Reacts. Help us get to 1K, y'all. Smash that like button, hit the bell, and shout out to everybody that's watching over on Rumble. I think the bots will put the link in the chat for Rumble. Make sure you guys, if you're not subscribed over there, y'all go ahead over there and join the 7 people that are watching over there and smash on that like button. Yeah, somebody got milked. Let's listen.
Okay.
You had a prostate orgasm.
Yeah.
You have?
What?
Yeah, so it was Abba. Abba had a prostate orgasm. How y'all feel about that? Is that something that y'all would discuss on a public platform?
No. That's not something that would be able to be discussed on any platform.
It wouldn't be a thing. Wouldn't be a reality.
Do you think that the after effects of the prostate orgasm are part of the reason why Abba has the views on racism and who's racist versus who isn't? You think that prostate orgasm?
Hey man, pause. I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that question. Pause.
Dr. Billy got him right.
Right. You think his girl is a nurse or not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, that's hilarious. So we got 47 live viewers and 28 likes on YouTube, man. Smash that like button. Stop being stingy with the likes. You know what I'm saying? Help your boy out. Help the channel
Smash that
out.
share button too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. He's calling me gay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Even the girl's fucking shocked.
You hit the spot right. They got
You
level.
had a prostate orgasm.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, I'm open.
You had a prostate orgasm?
What the fuck is fucking sodomite?
I mean, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, so let's go back to the clip here. But we're gay.
Blue Abba and preach.
What is happening?
How are you gay and ugly?
Masculinity look different. I haven't met these people in real life. Calm down. That cannot happen. It's just like hip hop. It's just hip hop. Hip hop stay being the most homophobic thing. One of the most homophobic things.
Abba literally got electrocuted.
The talk of hip hop.
The way this fucking retard preach talks like he got electrocuted as a child. Who the fuck watches this shit? You don't learn. It's not even funny. It's not entertainment. Who the fuck watches this channel? It's like a bus stop with two black guys and they act like liberal white women. This is the worst fucking content on earth.
Now let me.
Hey, hold up. That was some facts right there, though.
Go ahead. Let's go into it. Let's get it real quick.
All right, so.
Let me just get Jay Kennedy's chat real quick, and shout out to Vega and shout out to it's Kenny. What's good with y'all over there? So Jay Kennedy says it's just beyond weird to ask a nigga what he thinks about another man's booty hole orgasms. Red Pill and the Manosphere are so effing gay, y'all. And like my thing is, like I said, like I always try to say, it's not the entire Manosphere. There's some, and see, we actually, me and my man Keep It 100 actually had this conversation last night. You wanna take this Keep It 100 as far as like the whole like explanation on that perception of the Manosphere?
So this is what I'm gonna say, man. Usually people, and love or hate what I'm about to say. Usually people who take the worst of an ideology or the worst of a group of people to paint the whole group has a problem with those people to begin with. It's like if I don't like black people and somebody black steals something, I call black people thieves. And that's what motherfuckers like to do. So as far as, me being involved with a lot of guys in the red pill space and in the manosphere space, I often tell them, your biggest voices can't be the people that these people are talking about that's making everybody look crazy. If you're one of the names in this, particular space that people associate with the space, you have to denounce these types of things, or people will think that you rock with it. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah, like image maintenance.
Right. It's kind of like, when it comes to these females, the girls that do the dysfunctional shit, the girls who don't will either support them in silence or even defend or rationalize their behavior. So now you're looking at everybody crazy, which I try to say, okay, you know what you're doing has nothing to do with the purpose that we're here. And I have to separate those two things. Right now, Rob, you already know.
Yeah.
It's battle royale right now.
Right.
Behind me saying to people like, yo, no, I don't rock with that. And that's not what we're here for. Now, if you want to do that or if you feel that way, all right, then speak for yourself, but don't speak for us because it's making us all look crazy.
Right. And that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the chat and that's a very rational explanation. And I think it's also a very fair one. You know what I'm saying? And I think most people can relate to that rationalization. I see you getting a lot of support in the chats. What do y'all think on the panel about that? I agree with that 100%.
I agree with it too.
Uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? The grift has actually begun. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man TD.
So clearly we're not doing just talking today,
Don't try to get out of it. No, bro. Don't try to get out of it because of me. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to get out of it because of me, because we could, you know what I'm saying, at 320, you know what I'm saying? We could hit the red button and then hit the red button again. And we already had planned on doing a part 2. But if you want to do this, instead, let's ask the people in the conversation. Y'all, do y'all want just talking at 3:30, or do y'all want us to keep running with this? Because as y'all can see, some shit done went down, and TD trying to put it off on me, like, nigga, I don't want to do this shit. So, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's all you. I see y'all in here shame blaming and explaining.
Uh-oh.
So I said,
Start it
okay,
up.
I guess-
Yo, okay, we're gonna ask the expert. 100. Am I sitting up here shame, blaming, explaining, or not?
What? On what part? What
I just
about-
got accused of SBE, and I'm offended in this motherfucker.
I don't hear no SBE, man.
Right, facts. Anti-simp, no SBE. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I want to respond to a comment.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want me to highlight it? What comment is it?
It's just Kenny. He says. Let me scroll back to
Is it this one? I have respect for men making their own space to improve themselves.
Yeah, but he says this red pill crap is just conservatism wrapped in black skin, right? So I find when people say stuff like that, they don't even understand what red pill is or what it means, right? Secondly, and Rob, you know this firsthand, I go at it back and forth with conservatives all the time.
All the time. Yeah, that's real.
All the time, bro. Conservatives and liberals. Because to be either extreme is a bad thing.
Yeah, fact.
You know, you should be a healthy mix of both. There are things to be conservative about, there are things to be liberal about. But I don't gang. I don't say, okay, I'm a conservative, so I take the good, and if there's bad, I defend it or rationalize it. And the same thing that liberals do. You know, liberals will defend Biden to the death. Conservatives will defend Trump to the death. Everybody just plays for their team and they never check their team. And I don't believe in that. I believe, look, no matter what group of people I belong to, I'm going to correct and call out nonsense within the group. I don't care. And I'll do it publicly just to separate that behavior or nonsense from the core value of the group or the core mission of the group. And I think that not enough of that is done.
I agree. And the thing is that like that can kind of be like mirrored as police accountability. You know, the way people look at police accountability, like the way that you conduct yourself within the space. If there were more people like say, for instance, if there were more good cops that would check bad cops, the police wouldn't have such a bad public perception because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's always, well, look what they did to this person. Look what they did to that person. This person is on trial for brutality. Now, we know that there's good cops, but their voices are not louder than the magnifying glass that gets put on the bad ones because the bad ones do enough. And the problem is that the ones that are allegedly good they're good at being quiet too.
So, you know, at the end of the
Myron.
day, and you were on the stream on that stream we did where I ain't gonna say no names, but he said it was said that I was moving like internal affairs. Do you remember that comment?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, motherfucker, I am internal affairs because these internal affairs are an issue.
Yeah.
So you gotta check the people on your team. You gotta do that because if anybody could be on your team, then your team is trash. And
yeah, I agree. And it makes a better team if you have regulation. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that people are standing on their square and representing themselves to where they're putting out an image that would be received with the best perception by everybody. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, make sure y'all show some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat from my man John Guillory, who just tipped $5 on Stream Elements. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, TD, if you saw Bitcoin Key's comment, but he said you better make sure that just talking with TD and Rob still happens. So that's on you. That's on you, bro.
No. That's not on me. That's not on me. That's on you. That's on you. You got it.
That's on you, bro. Yo, as a matter of fact, can one of the moderators put the link to Just Talking with TD and Rob in the chat? Because we got 1.98K subscribers, and what will be great is with all the people that we got watching on each of the respective channels, is if we got to 2K by the end of today before we even go live. Because if we go live, I'm just putting this out there. It's TD's fault. Yeah, it's TD's fault. People gonna unsubscribe. So we can't have
you gotta subscribe. You gotta subscribe.
That's hilarious. All right, so if y'all want me to stop anywhere, just let me know.
Hold on. Rewind a little bit.
Now
rewind a little bit, then I'll get into that commentary. Just a little bit though.
Is that good? Tell me where to stop at, bro.
Right there. No, right there.
Did exactly what I knew they would do.
Okay. All right, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead and play it, and I'll get in when he was talking about the bus stop comment.
Oh, okay. Bet. Okay.
Where they would.
You
You triggered my trap card. Avoid accountability. Let's go ahead and into this coke fest right here, bro. I have a problem with fucking you.
With fucking me, nigga. Why are these callouts so goddamn gay?
Immediately deflects and says, "Oh, this is gay." Well, we're gonna talk about gay here in a second.
Got a problem with fucking me. Like, nigga, we never. What is this? This is so bizarre. You're going too far with this.
That was the bottom.
Nah, bro, you heard out of his own mouth.
I know.
Red Pill do stay saying the gay shit. You never noticed that?
Yeah, you just didn't put
Blue
the
pill
comma
fuck.
at the right place. The comma.
Hey, bro, so you need to cut the shit up.
He didn't put the comma at the right place.
Fresh and fit.
They want to talk about us being gay. Okay.
You had a prostate orgasm.
Yeah.
You have.
What?
Wait, what? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. He's calling me gay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Even the girl's fucking shocked.
You hit the spot right. They got
You
level.
had a prostate orgasm.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, I'm open.
You had a prostate orgasm?
Yeah.
What the fuck is fucking sodomite?
I mean, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, so let's go back to the clip here. But we're gay.
Blue Abba and preach.
What
is happening?
How are you gay and ugly?
Hold on, bro. Pause that real quick.
I have a
What's going on? Did he just say that he? Did he just say like he had a prostate orgasm? Like,
Yeah.
You
So
didn't
let's
catch
just
that one.
let's make sure that everybody understands human anatomy. Do we all know the things or the thing that causes a prostate orgasm? How does that occur? What act has to happen?
Be.
well, I don't think we got to break it down. Yeah, I think we get it.
If somebody storm the gates,
Mhm.
your gates have been compromised.
They stormed the gates with that Trojan horse, huh?
Oh man, 300.
That's you with the two fingers in that hole, huh?
Found love on a two-way. It's usually a one-way street. Now it's a two-way street. Usually one way. As two ways, you got both lanes of traffic going in and out. What's happening?
Hey, John said
Pause.
we understand. Please do not explain.
I'm just trying to understand because anytime these sorts of things come up, dudes be like, "Yo, but that's not gay. It's a girl." It's like I want to know, like, how do you receive this stimulation? Like, what pose do you assume? Like,
Oh man.
you know what I'm saying? 100. These are the types of things we talk about on our channel. What pose do you do? What is it? Downward dog or how do you pose?
Skip.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's a highly advanced level 5 yoga pose. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. What's good? What's good with it, bro? Yeah, that's sweet. You know what I'm saying? What's interesting to me is just how Abba said it so cold and serial killer like. Like, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that happened. And you're asking questions like I did something strange. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing.
You see how he looking in this picture right here? That's how I was looking when I heard that. I was looking just
that
like that.
diddy
Then
bop.
and look, and Preach sitting over there looking kind of confused. He like, ooh,
Yeah,
bro, I
he
can't
do.
help you with that one.
Right.
What, he's scratching
Yeah,
his
he
hair
knew,
in
like-
an awkward manner.
Yeah, like what you just did to us, man.
When Loser Rug said Abba was on all fours, I'm dead.
Oh, man. That's ugly.
That's big ugly. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all smash the like button. If you guys haven't smashed the like button, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 29 people watching on Grind and Motivates channel. Hit that like button, smash, you know what I'm saying? Smash the bell if you're not subscribed over there. We got 48 people watching on Reacts. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Reacts. And we got 12 people watching on Rumble. Make sure y'all smash the like button and hit that follow button over on Rumble. All right, let's get it.
Let these people in real life calm down. That cannot happen. It's just like hip hop. It's just hip hop. Hip hop stay being the most homophobic thing, one of the most homophobic things.
Abba literally got
But
electrocuted.
the talk of hip hop.
The way this fucking retard Preach talks like he got electrocuted as a child. Who the fuck watches this shit? You don't learn. It's not even funny. It's not entertainment. Who the fuck watches this channel? It's like a bus stop with two black guys and they act like liberal white women. This is the worst
There you
fucking
go.
content on earth.
All right, yeah. This is your part, Jay. Go ahead.
All right, so what he just said, he's absolutely right. They sound like two black guys that we see at the bus stop just having a random ass discussion. And this is how they always sound. This is why I stopped following these guys, because they just talk about the most random things. And I was agreeing with Preach a lot, but like most of their subjects, their review, I disagree with. Then he just said this blatant, stupid statement that you hear from people like on a corner store. Hip hop is the most, what do you say, the most homophobic? But he didn't back it up with any facts. He said hip hop is the most homophobic, which is a talking point we hear from the liberals. And now that you have, the LGBTQ, they want you to reinforce that idea just to throw it on black people, because who's mostly in hip hop? Black people. But you know what? One of the most I don't know if you guys heard that new album, that song that dropped. What was it? Band Target?
No, what?
Bruh, it's this white rapper. He has tattoos all on his face. The conservatives they melting over it right now, man.
They love, anytime a white person rhymes 2 words, they go, dude, they're the fucking best. Or like, fuck Tupac, fuck fucking Nas. Like, this guy is the best ever. Like, he's the one that originated hip hop, dude. Like, hip hop started in the suburbs. Like, fuck this fucking Bronx shit. Like, I don't know.
Right.
That Bronx shit is fucking woke, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, shut the fuck
Beastie
up.
Boys for
facts. And the rapper's name is actually what's Mayor of Magaville. So he's a huge MAGA supporter.
Yeah.
I think he's maybe Hispanic guy, man, but I would actually give them credit, man. It actually has a flow to it. I checked out a couple of other stuff, man. It actually has a flow to it, and I'm surprised. Like, hey, man, I'm just saying, if it was a black person that put that out, they would just go crazy over it, man. They're like, oh man, this is so much homophobia. You see the homophobia in the black community? But now, at the end of the day, these two Negroes up here, they sound like 2 Negroes at a damn bus stop that you hear all the damn time, just babbling about random stuff.
Who is that? I've been preached.
I've been preached. So I would give him credit, whoever that guy is. I'll give him credit on that point right there. 2 Negroes babbling at a corner store, babbling at a freaking bus stop with no point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I want to ask you guys' opinion, everybody on the panel, and I want to ask the people in the chat. Do you guys think that Abba and Preach throw black people under the bus at every opportunity that they get? If you guys think that they do, give me a thumbs up and give me some examples. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. What do you guys think on the panel?
I can't at this point in time. I mean, I'm it's not something that hits me in the face when I listen to them. I mean, I can't say they haven't done it, but it's not like I listen to them and be like, oh, there they go again.
Right.
So I can't right at this point. I mean, now that you mention it, I'll check for it, but it's not something that stands out. But, I mean, one of these guys, Abba's Ethiopian?
Yeah, Abba's Ethiopian and Preach is Haitian, which they actually end up going into a little bit later in the video.
So if it's at this point, I mean, I know that they're not, FBA, ADOS, whatever, but like at the end of the day, like it wouldn't surprise me if they did. I mean, but then people accuse Fresh and Fit of doing that.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fresh and Fit, there's more credibility there. We don't mess with the blacks or something like that. We don't dip in the darkies. What do you say?
Yeah,
something like that.
They said they weren't night riders. You guys remember that comment?
Yeah, there you go. Then they always got some whippy ass comment about the black community and all that. Oh, we came over here and built it up by scratch. They always got that same conservative talking point. Abba and Preach, however, I mean, they're a little bit more slippery because, like you see Abba's always around Destiny, so he can hinder his stuff a little bit better. I mean, he's more intelligent than Fresh and Fit. I would give him credit, but when it comes to Fresh and Fit, you can obviously see what you can point that out, what they've been saying. When it comes to Abba and Preach, I don't think they're anti-black. I think they just want to appeal to a white audience, but they don't have that anti-black sentiment, say it like that. And your Nightbot is actually timing out a lot of people, by the way.
You said what? The Nightbot is. If you got timed out by the Nightbot, let me know. And real quick, make sure you guys show some love over on Twitch. We got a new subscriber. You know what I'm saying? Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. And my thing is, I think that, honestly, if you ask me, I think that Abba and Preach and Fresh and Fit actually have about the exact same level of anti-black sentiments. You know what I'm saying? It's really interesting with them going back and forth because, Abba and Preach, they made that video where they tried to throw black people under the bus about the AAPI hate crimes. And then you got Fresh and Fit who decide to just make content and say that black people are lazy when like the majority of us all work multiple full-time jobs. You know what I'm saying? But, I think that they do that, like Abba and Preach do that to appeal to their audience, and Fresh and Fit do that to appeal to the people that they want to be cool with or that they want to be seen around. With Rollo Tomasi as their mentor, you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like it's a business move for them to move like that. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say the same thing. Like, as far as Abba and Preach are concerned, it's not. I'll say part of their like content and or kind of business strategy to go at black folks. You know what I'm saying? But if something comes up, surround, let's just say with Jordan Neely, right, or anything of that nature, it's kind of a 50-50 toss up on what you're gonna get with them. But you know they're gonna kind of always want to play the middle for that audience. But when you're talking about Fresh and Fit, like that's a part of content strategy. Like they will blatantly make a video talking about black people are bell curved. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts, yes, sir.
Nigga, what? Like and that's the title of the video, you know?
Right. Right.
You know what? You mentioned he's Ethiopian, right? You guys know about the other guy that's Ethiopian? He's on playback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Agent is
Agent. There you go.
Yeah.
Now he said this plenty of times in his videos. The most racist people that he met in Canada were Asian. Now, how is he going to be out here supporting the anti-Asian hate crime and throwing people under the bus for that? When you have another Ethiopian saying that the most, he said they would actually cross the street when he passed by them. And Agent is somebody I wouldn't cross the street because he doesn't look threatening to me. I mean, I'm 6'3" though,
No, that's facts. Real quick, y'all, show some love. We got a new subscriber on Reacts on YouTube, Breezy Picks. Shout out to Breezy Picks. Make sure y'all show him some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Some flames for him. And if you guys haven't smashed the like button, make sure you guys take a moment, smash the like button everywhere where everybody's watching from. Share the video and let's get it. And did anybody want to say anything else, or anybody want to got any more?
Only other thing I was going to say, as far as like aberrant preaching is concerned, I mean, understand, and this might also apply to Fresh and Fit too. I mean, outside of content strategy or audiences and things like that, like I'm from New York, man. And
I would have never guessed.
Right. And a lot of these people from a lot of these places, they already have their opinions about American black people built in, whether they have a YouTube channel or not. So they just, a lot of that sentiment comes from that also. So before they even get online, right, a lot of them already feel the way they do about black Americans because that's what they see on television.
Right. And because we don't own a media presence, it's been owned by white-led media. They want to make black people the face of the degeneracy. Because I would say it's them trying to compensate themselves because of all the history of white people attacking black people, this history, yada yada. So now they want to flip the history and say, you see, this is the real history. They're the animals, not us. What about lynching? You know what I mean? They want to flip the history and use media to pretty much perpetuate and promote this negative stereotype against black people.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. And another thing that I think that everybody should do is I think that everybody in the chat should make sure that they watch every single video all the way through to the end of Tory and Rain's Black Massacre series. If people think that this is just, fake and people just making stuff up and it's cope and it's liberal wokeism and stuff like that, actually watch and learn about all of the things that happened in this country that literally never got taken care of properly. And then ask yourself how recent they are to current history and why people may feel the way that they do about certain things. And I think Torian just put out a Black Massacre series video yesterday. Torian, if you could put the link to it in the chat so people can go check it out, that would be great. Yo, Grind, are you able to send the link to the CP, or do I need to put it in the chat?
I can send it to
panel link. You want to send it to him? Okay, cool. So CP, shout out to CP. Make sure you guys show some love, throw some radiation emoji in the chat for CP. CP is going to join the panel, so we'll be having him up here in a minute once we get that together, and I'm going to run the video. Did anybody else want to say anything or no? All right, bet.
Who the fuck is watching this?
Hold on, let me keep going here.
Switch to the hot switch.
Really weird, yo, man. I'm fucking too heavy.
I'm about to get these niggas wet.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
And you didn't believe in get these niggas wet.
I'm about to blow these niggas away.
Fresh and Fit.
See, so this is what they do, guys. This is their strategy. They go ahead and clip shit out of context, right? To make it look crazy. What are they doing? They're deflecting from what I'm calling him out on. Why are you a snake? Oh, you're gay. You're so gay. But then again, this guy's on an interview talking about getting fucking milk.
Even though,
hold on, pause.
Stop.
It wasn't
Martin, this is
another level?
comedic
to me,
deflection.
it wasn't more intense than the level 2 I get from a really good level.
So getting a blowjob is equivalent to him.
We killing it out here. Shout out to the super chat. Make sure you guys show some love. Marquise912 with the $5 super chat, who always is supporting the streams. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Marquise. He says, go ahead. You want to read it, Grind? Go ahead.
I'll read it. Yeah, he said, I've seen Preach in real life. He's he like 5'8", soggy built. I don't know who people think he is, why people think he's so hard. His dance videos say everything.
And you know what's crazy? Shout out to Marquise, because Marquise warned us about the dance video when we had did the last stream and we was trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We was like, yo, what you talking about? Like, what's going on with the dance video? We got to find that out. And Marquise knew about it. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Marquise for building the credibility behind the hearsay. You know what I'm saying? Now, next time Marquise say something, I'm be like, yo, Marquise, you know what I'm saying? Slide your boy the link, you know what I'm saying? Slide that motherfucker over here on Twitter, something like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go. Let's get it.
To getting pegged. What? Yet he's running around right now calling us gay, clipping Pearl's content out of context.
And to be
see, now wait a minute.
We've never seen
there he goes again. Let me ask y'all on the panel and in the comment section, do y'all think that, see, a lot of people saying Zerka got an influence on this. I think Pearl got a lot of influence on what's actually going on right here, man. Like, Pearl is influencing the hell out of all of these activities that are currently going on right now with this rehashed beef between Fresh and Fit and Abba and Preach. Would you guys agree or would y'all disagree? What do y'all think? Or maybe I'm just paranoid and crazy.
Looking like a setup.
I don't know. I can't be too sure yet.
We got to watch a little bit more.
Yeah.
So shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug says they took the JPT bait 100%. If y'all agree with Win Loser Rug, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out on YouTube total with everybody that's linked in. We got close to 100 people watching. We got 7 over on Rumble, and on Twitch we got 1. So make sure you guys smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video out. Let's get it up over 100 in this bad boy.
With a girl instead of his friend's girl, actually wife. So to me, bro, if anyone's gonna be gay, it's gonna be you on all fours, bro. Just
all right. So CP says that he don't see the link. So you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna pop the link in there for CP. Okay. All right. So make sure that y'all don't hit this link. You know what I'm saying? This link is for CP. Now, if you somebody that I know, if it's like AB Promotions or DJ Elmo or somebody or Cameron or something like that, you know what I'm saying, or somebody that grind and motivate, or TD or J, know y'all can hit that link. But you know what I'm saying? Like, man, security will hit you at the door. Y'all act like y'all crazy. Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. CP the artist. All right, and so mods, make sure you guys catch that stream link when it goes in, so that if he misses it, y'all can just put it back in there. All right.
He's talking about getting finger popped in his asshole and being straight.
All right, let's go back to bed.
Put a clip, bro.
Take Fresh and Fit, Blue J Waller. Fresh and Fit. Men after men after men after men. I'm telling you, the people that come inside of Fresh and Fit.
See, this is what they do, guys, right? They just edit the clips to make it look crazy. But the reality is, what is that clip talking about? About us supporting our homies, putting them on, helping them grow, because we all grow together as a unit. Okay, This is something that these guys don't understand, because no one really works with these guys or brings them on because they're snakes.
Now, I will agree with that as far as Fresh and Fit bringing people in. You know what I'm saying? And them networking and stuff like that. Fresh and Fit, they do network and work with a lot of other content creators. I may not like the content creators that they work with, and I may not like the content that they create, but they definitely do seem like they are very open to and very, liberal as far as working with other content creators. And I actually think that that's actually a really good thing, because I really wish that Fresh and Fit would actually do something more productive, but the fact that they're doing it at all, to me, is a good thing and a start. What do you guys think?
Agreed.
I agree with that one.
Absolutely.
I concur.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, real quick, Rob, if I hit that stream this to your audience, I could run this on Just Talking, yeah?
Yeah, man, see this dude, this is proof right here that he don't read his text messages. I said, why don't you just stream this
like
to Just Talking? Make a little thumbnail with Myron versus Abba and Preach, you know what I'm saying, for Just Talking with the Just Talking print, and stream it on Just Talking, bro. I told you this shit yesterday.
I don't be listening, man. People be
Don't
texting
listen.
me and telling me stuff. I'll just be like, okay, yeah, got it. Okay.
Man, can we get some what do we need in the chat? We need some Rotten Tomatoes in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And some thumbs down and unsubscribes for TD, please. Shout out to the homegirl Maya Wolves. What's good with it, Maya? Look like somebody just popped in, but I don't know what happened. Maybe somebody popped in and out real quick. I don't know. All right. Anyway, we about to get it started. So you about to do that, TD? You gonna run it to?
Oh, look, I'm just reading your text from like over an hour ago. It says, "Okay, bro, I sent all the React stuff to you on Twitter." Oops, okay, my fault. Yeah.
it's like look at all them tomatoes, man. Chat spam mafia, man. Like
I ain't even see that. I didn't even see that text. My bad. I was like 2 hours ago.
Yo, shout out to my man Black Bitcoin Key. Unsubscribe. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Okay. And when he says blow, it's because we blow up their career and give them exposure. That's what he means by blow. Not actually what happens to Abba. It's just weird, bro.
And here's the other thing too. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Before we came up, we worked with a bunch of content creators that helped us on our rise up. I've always said it. I never retract the ladder on our way up. If we came up with you, we're gonna put that ladder down so that you can climb up with us, bro. We always put our homies on. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Hold on real quick. We got CP the artist in here. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. We got CP the artist in the building. So make sure you guys throw some radiation in the chat. Show some love. CP the artist is in the building. CP. Okay, bet you on there. How you doing, bro? Welcome to the stream. What do you think about all this so far?
I think it was like a waste of my 2.5 hours watching this stuff, but I ain't gonna do any spoiler alerts because we gotta get through this. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all keep on, with the stream. I'm not gonna hold you up. But I got a lot to say.
All right. Well, when you wanna cut in, bro, all you gotta do is let us know, and you know what I'm saying, we'll get you in there. Yo, TD, are you streaming it on Just Talking yet or no?
No, not yet. I'm about to right now, though.
You about to? Okay. So if one of the moderators could put the link for Just Talking with TD and Rob in the chat, if you guys want to go over there and check it out. Like I said, we almost at 2K subs. Make sure y'all go over there, show some love, hit the like button, and help us get to 2K. We only need 20 more, and we got 93 of y'all watching. So y'all can do that. Y'all can do that, can't y'all? If y'all can get us to 2,000 subscribers by the end of this stream, give me a thumbs up. If y'all can't, you know what I'm saying, give me a thumbs down and some crying face emojis. Don't give us no crying face emojis, man. Don't do that.
Okay, loyalty is big to me. So let's go back to their stupid hit piece here.
You can't make this shit up.
They're deflecting with gayness, but meanwhile, this guy
milked. What had it happen?
Got milked.
So, all right, I'll never talk about this in detail. I'm feeling naked right now.
Oh, it looks like the emperor has no clothes.
Essentially, no, I can't do it.
Okay, you gotta tell me after.
Yeah, we can talk about it. I started thinking about it.
I was not expecting.
Here's the thing, okay? And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'll just be honest. Let's talk about it.
Try being honest.
Because I'm out here. I came here.
He's a sodomite. That's the honesty.
I'm gonna do it just for you because I love you. Okay.
Same.
The position you have to get in to get milked, and this is. See, I'm uncomfortable just talking about.
We'll get back to that in a second, but y'all can see.
Yo, so somebody was up there asking about the position, and he's actually going to man. Do y'all see this, man?
Oh,
He's
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
I gotta take a hit off my pen on that note. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that, man? That's wild, man.
I think Shea Booty got him in the wrong place, man. I think something about Shea Booty gets dudes to open up pause in the wrong way.
Who is Shea Booty, that interviewer? Is that who?
Yeah. She talked about a whole bunch of stuff. She was in an open relationship with her side piece.
Hold on. She was in an
open relationship with her side piece, her now husband.
Wait, what?
Yeah. She was in an open relationship with her side man. She had an open relationship. She had sort of like the Destiny.
How it usually goes.
You said a side
man.
Oh,
side piece. Yeah.
A side piece.
So open to fuck anything. So I don't know.
Well, I'm just gonna say this, man, because when you go to Popeyes and they accept the EBT right now, if you guys don't know that, and you only can afford the side pieces, that says something about you.
Wow. Yeah.
Didn't know they were accepting EBT. Who's got the EBT for half price out there?
Right.
Wow, bro, that's wild. So real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching on Just Talking with TD and Rob. Make sure you guys show some love. Hit that like button. We got 100 people watching total. We're also streaming this live on React's podcast as well as Grind and Motivate. And what we're doing is to the people that just tuned in on Just Talking with TD and Rob, anybody want to explain what we're doing in this stream? what are we doing here?
But like that would be too much like right. So I'll let you carry.
You explain. You explain.
Okay, well, if y'all tuning in on Just Talking with TD and Rob, we were supposed to do a stream today on Just Talking with TD and Rob, but all you need to know is that it's Rob's fault that we're not doing it. So we're over here on Reacts right now on his 1000th channel. And we're streaming over here and broadcasting it on Just Talk with TD and Rob about Fresh and Fit beefing with Abin Preach.
Yeah, big facts. So enjoy. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be laughing at this roast because the roast goes hard in the paint. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all hit the bell. Make sure you guys share the stream. Make sure you guys follow on the other social media. And let's get it. Is there anybody else that wanted to add anything? Or
yeah, I want to add something right quick. Usually you need 100,000 subs, to get a one of the YouTube consultants. But since you got like 100,000 channels, do they just call you up and say, how do you want us to manage this, or what's up with that?
They call you. They call you up. They call me up and say, if you want to get 1 million subscribers, son, you're gonna have to make 1 million channels.
And we will combined.
Right. So I have one subscriber on each channel and have 1 million, 1 million channels. That's the only way it's happening. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like a plan.
Hey, it's a plan. It is a plan. Slow but sure. You know what I'm saying?
Right here. He already knows what time it is. But meanwhile, he's trying to say that we're gay. He's taking all these clips out of context, but we literally have a full podcast where he's admitting he's being milked.
Damn, it's like, what the fuck am I listening to?
No, what the fuck am I listening to? What the hell is this shit?
The position you have to get it. If any of my homies walked in and saw me, I'd be like, you didn't see nothing, bro. And I'll kill you for telling me. Because I think it took me such a long time to even be comfortable to do that with the person I'm intimate with and to trust her. That even just saying I did it.
It's Preach. Preach licks his ass. What the fuck you lying about?
Oh, man.
We've never seen you the woman, Abba.
Let's get back to it. That's the only time they show you, by the way. Don't pawn it off and Preach like you've been doing. You're a fucking bitch. I have an issue with you. I'd love to talk to you. And hey, if it comes to fisticuffs, that's fine.
I still understand. Why now?
Oh, why now?
After 30 fucking videos.
No, that's a good question. And I want to know what you guys think. Why now? Like, why is this getting rehashed right now? In the last video that we did, we actually went over our theories about it, but just to update, what do you guys think? Why is this being gone back over right now? What's causing all this?
I think Red Pill is dying, and they're trying to get something. Like everything that's to be talked about in Red Pill has been talked about. I think this is for clicks.
You know what's funny? It's funny that you say that. My fault for cutting you off. Well, you want to keep. I'll remember.
I'm done.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because there's some people that'll go unnamed. Rob knows who I'm talking about. They actually reacted to my content on my channel, and they're from the Red Pill, that space as well. And what I didn't realize is that they actually reacted to my content twice, outside of what Rob showed me. And my point is this: it was very much so like a reaction kind of clout chasey video that they did. And it was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Unbecoming, I think, of them and what they normally do on their channel. So, like, I kind of agree with what you're saying. It looks like the space might be dying a little bit. There might be a little momentum that's slowing down. So now you're seeing people trying to, like, kind of re-energize the space with beef and going at different people and adding them in the, in the titles of their YouTube videos just to kind of trying to re-get momentum. It's weird.
Yeah, me and 100 was actually we kind of had a little talk about that yesterday.
Right.
But go ahead. Did you want to expand on it? 100?
A lot of it I'm going to talk about in detail on like, cause I got a stream coming up, man, and I suggest people tune in for that.
Yeah, no doubt, it's going to be a good stream.
But it's just too much. It's so much politics in this shit, man. It's just so much politics behind the scenes of this type of shit, man. And it's like, okay, you can or can't say whatever based on whatever allegiances you supposedly or perceivedly have, right? But fuck that.
Yeah, I think that people should be allowed to speak their mind. People should be able to, like, say for instance, like if me and TD have an issue, right? I should be able to critique TD. TD should be able to critique me, and we, you know what I'm saying, still have our working relationship, continue to create content, be cordial, you know what I'm saying, be friends. And it seems like what Marcus is saying is 120% accurate, that there is a lot of politics that kind of impede the ability to grow and to maintain the image, because you have to kind of move a certain way as a result of allegiances. And I think that's one of the issues that causes the issue of the maintenance of the appearance of that space, if that makes any sense. Does that make any sense?
Is exactly what it is. Exactly.
Yeah, that's my thing too. It's like I don't got Grind and Motivate's number, but I got his DM. So it's like if he need to give me advice, or you know, I need to give him on some video content or whatever, we could do that, you know, between us in a DM, or I have friends that are in the YouTube space that I totally disagree with, and right now I'm in a situation where it's like, should I just call this dude and tell him what he's wrong after I've been telling this person over and over and over again what my opinion is, and this person has a large YouTube, over 300,000 subscriptions, and I feel like, you know, I have to say something to him behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying, so we could at least keep that friendship. But I do feel a sense where it's like, if you keep on doing stuff that's harmful to the community, I, as someone that's been affiliated with you, might have to just come out, do a video, and expose the wrong, just for the good of the community. Like one of you brothers said, that you ain't liberal, or you ain't conservative. You're like right there in the middle, and you're like a you check both sides. I think that's where this place falls apart. I'm talking about the red pill. It's like there's nobody in the middle. There's nobody with common sense. Where's the adult in the room?
That's facts, man.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Good call, CP. I agree 100%. All right, guys, I'm gonna run it. All right, if anybody wants me to stop, y'all just let me know.
Bro, today I got time. This is why, man. These guys have made how many fucking videos on us? Why now? These guys have been making videos on us for 2 years, talking shit, 20 plus guys. That's why now, you fucking ass clowns. Again, these guys want to be able to talk shit without being held accountable. Okay, that's why now, you fucking ass clown.
Why now? Like all of a sudden, we went back and like we wanted answers from you. You never replied.
What?
And I beat both y'all niggas up too. If you really want to talk about that, you guys want to fucking box? I'll box both you motherfuckers too. Fuck out of here, man.
Well, all of a sudden, it's like pawn it off.
So now we got to talk about the boxing match. Who win in the boxing match if it go down?
Preach. I don't give Preach. That's the only person I can see actually fighting.
Whoever's not having salations to their butt.
I mean, I would bet on Abba if Abba was fighting somebody like maybe Destiny, but other than that, nah.
That's hilarious. Hey, I don't know, man. Like Myron seemed like he might be like the Incredible Hulk off of a cup of coffee. Like, man, that vein would pop up like a snake in the middle of his in the middle of his head. He'll start running around like Sonic the Hedgehog, just knocking people out and smacking them and putting his hands all in their face. I am better than you, nigga, and then just like smacking the crap out of people and hitting them, running around on the little toothpick
I don't know,
legs.
man. I don't know. I used to be that dude back in high school, and I got my butt whooped by Sean Boykin. I'll never forget that. Sean Boykin was a quiet. He was a quiet type, and we fought. We were playing basketball. We fought at either halftime or it was at the end of the game. I'll never forget it. And coach was like, "Yo, this ends here." This was on a Friday night in Jersey City, New Jersey, and we're going back home. And my boys was like, "Yo, you can't let him, do that to you, whatever," because he snuck me and they broke it up. I was like, "All right, I got him." Monday morning, saw him at the locker. He was like, "Yo, man, I don't want to fight." I was like, "No, we fighting." Hit him. I hit him with one shot. The last thing I know, because Sean Boykin was a football player, and a wrestler. He was like one of them state champion wrestlers and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Got me by my legs, and I like you ever saw when Hulk picked up Loki?
Yeah,
I was Loki.
Oh man, he had you like
I was
football.
Loki. He had me like Loki, man. This was back in 92, 93. Yeah, I was Loki before Loki.
Oh man.
So I'm saying it's like you never should sleep on the quiet types, you know what I'm saying? Because those might be the ones that's been holding up all that anger all that time. It's the ones that be talking the most junk, like I was. They get their butt whooped.
You know, as skinny as Myron is, like as skinny as them
too.
legs are, because he looked like he never do leg day at all. I could see him looking like a squashed grasshopper if he end up getting beat up with just like the back leg kicking. You know what I'm saying? And nothing else.
Grind and Motivate will tell you because we've been in person, man. Yeah, I'm as skinny as two anorexics walking together.
Oh man, so you really got launched when he did that Loki thing, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man, hey, it is what it is. You live and learn. You know what I'm saying? You live and learn. So shout out to everybody that's watching, man. Like, man, we got mad people watching. We got 25 people watching on Just Talking. If you're watching on Just Talking, throw up a flame. We got 46 people watching on Grind and Motivate. If you guys are over there, make sure you guys throw up a thumbs up. If you guys are on Reacts, throw up a radiation emoji. And we got one person watching on Twitch. Shout out to everybody on Twitch and on Rumble. We got 12 people watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button and hit the follow button. Share the video out. Man, that's what's up, man. We kicking it. We having a good time. And shout out to Mama Zeke who just subscribed. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for her. So it's good. Let's get it.
Oh, pawn it off. Bro, if anybody made this problem happen, that was you when you was talking crazy about something.
No, you did pawn it off because I challenged you, and then you went ahead and said, "Oh, Preach will fight y'all." Blah blah blah. Bro, he's scared. Nobody is scared of Preach, man. These guys are thirsty for views. You guys got to understand. When this beef first started, there are 1.2 M subscribers. They were thirsty for views, and you guys are gonna see here in a second. I got the video evidence.
Yo, D Harvey said that this is one YouTube boxing match I'd watch for real. Let me ask y'all a question. Yo, Grind and Motivate, are you qualified to be able to referee a fight?
No, I'm not, but I'll do it. Technically, I'm not, but I can.
Right. Yo, man, I wonder how much money it would take to get them all in the ring together. Like, how do y'all think that? How do y'all think that this could happen? Because we'll put this, we'll do what we can to put this together, and then you know what I'm saying, like we gonna stream it,
yeah,
and people placing their bets. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Yeah, well,
they got too much pride to get their ass whooping on public and let that live on forever. They got too much pride.
Right, that's hilarious. Yo, Maya said, "What about Duke?" Yeah, Duke got them tapes of him boxing. He'd be in the ring. I wonder if he qualified to do the referee. I bet. And now you already know Duke would do it. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, because you know everybody want. We've been talking about that whole thing since the first Fresh and Fit beef. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shit. I'm trying to see it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
To prove that these guys were thirsty about views. It was never about fighting. You guys are going to see that here in a second.
Somebody else is significant other.
Yeah.
As you.
Hey, and Preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it. Yo, we gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding. We should play her up, bro. Weirdo. Hey, yo, we should play her up. Guarantee her. Flute out. Oh, don't worry, guys. The jokes are going to come later on.
See, there go that monkey stuff. Watch. He going to do that again later on. Now, here go my question. What do y'all think about the ape references?
Disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
Why you think Myron did that?
Because he's Myron.
He doesn't identify with black people. I think
agree.
He, growing up in Connecticut, right, saw himself as Arab and non-black.
Being born in the United States or in the United Arab Emirates, he probably sees himself as Arab and non-black too. Because like his whole I'm from Sudan, he moved to Sudan. His parents were born, and I believe he was born also in the United Arab Emirates, which I believe is a country that is near Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which is very far from Africa, and there's no like indigenous African people currently there at this juncture in history. Like, bro, you're qualified as somebody who would be the same as living in Syria or something like that, or Palestine or Jordan or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, upon my research, there are Asiatic black people in that area because remember the slave trade when it was quote unquote banned in the Europe and the Americas, it was still going on for centuries, decades later, and even to this day in Asia by the Arabs, and because of Arab conquest, the proliferation of Islam, there was a lot of intermingling, racial, between Arabs and black people of Africa, and also black people from Africa also go to the Dubai and those areas for work, and so there has been migration in those areas for work, for religious reasons, maybe running away from persecution and all that other stuff. But Asiatic black people are a huge demographic in that area.
Yeah. What do you guys think? You guys got anything to add?
Sounds good to me, man.
All right. Does somebody have anything or not? We about to run it or not?
I'm good. Let's run it.
All right, bet. Make sure y'all smash that like button.
Come on, stay tuned. Don't worry.
Bad.
You making them dumbass faces?
No, I'm gonna take one bitch and the other bitch. You guys are two bitches, twin sisters. That's your new name. Not fresh and fit.
That's better than anus and reach, though.
Twin sisters. Let's go.
A year later, now you want to bring up fight again? Why didn't you guys take up the fight that you guys suggested? When you was talking shit about
Let's go. Issue with you. I'd love to talk to you. And hey, if it comes a fisticuffs, that's fine. But you need to be held accountable for all the shit you've been talking, bro. You've been hiding behind a fucking camera, talking shit. And here's an important thing. I don't know if y'all know this, right? Dumbass face.
like somebody else's significant other.
Yeah.
Significant other. Let's see here.
Made a video recently talking about my ex-wife. Like they really tried. She really tried. I'm gonna explain to you because I haven't spoken about it, and I'm gonna explain to you what happened. What happened was this: when the whole debacle with Fresh and Fit happened, they were trying to get some juice to get at us. And what happened on my other Instagram page that got canceled, that got deleted, right? They went.
So now this is interesting, right? Shout out to D Harvey. D Harvey says larger channels never call out Fresh and Fit for the things that they say about black people. Now I agree with that. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down, and let me know why you don't. My thing is that the media and the political system has popularized anti-black under the term of being woke. So now they've made it basically where we're going backwards in history, where everybody should be allowed to just racially attack black people. And what they end up doing is they go under the guise of, if a black person defends themselves, well, I mean, you need to just deal with it, because if you defend yourself, you're being woke. I mean, like, really? You got upset that somebody called you the N-word? I mean, that's just woke. What do you guys think?
All right, I'll take it then. Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. They want to try to criminalize, black people for, protecting themselves, pushing back on the narrative, pushing back on what people are saying. They'll try to fix it in a way that they're saying, okay, you're being woke. You're just crying racism when a racial incident actually happens and you cry it out. They just want to paint you as a bad guy, pretty much, and say that you cry racism. This is why I'm big on people not using racism all the time in every scenario, because when actual racial incidents do happen, then people want to call you woke and say, oh, they try to dismiss you with saying woke. You use racism all the time, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah,
I agree with that last part. I agree with that last part because I feel like, especially like the media, weaponizes racism in events. Like you guys are going to disagree with me, but I took the whole situation with the guy on the train station, and the white guy, totally different, because I'm from Jersey, went to school in New York. My mom, single mom, worked in Metro North, and that's the train company, Metro North. She every night went into work, riding the train station, and had to deal with this stuff. with homeless and so forth and so on. And it was like, she had to carry around mace. She had to make sure she caught the last New Jersey transit train before, 11:30, either 11:30, 12 o'clock, whatever it was, or she would have been stuck in New York until 5 a.m. So it was like that stuff I had to deal with. I didn't see that from a racial standpoint. I just saw it as like people were getting harassed, and New York is a deadly place, especially when it comes to homeless. I didn't see that as a racial issue. I just saw it as some dude that did kill somebody. He needs to go to trial for a murder, because anytime you're involved with someone, even by accident, and you take their life, you have to pay the consequences of that. But when there was the racial, because he was white and the dude was black, I thought that was some extra sauce on it. Because if it was me, I would have probably done the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know anything about chokehold, whatever. I would have done the same thing, whatever, because you're in that booth, you're in that concealed place for a small amount of time, and anything goes down. So
right,
I don't know.
And I'm gonna say this. Sorry about that. I'll say this too. When it comes to that incident, the biggest issue I have with that, Professor Black Truth actually did another video where dude ran up behind the guy, punched him behind the ear, and it caused him to die. I have an issue with you coming up behind somebody and coming up with this vigilante justice, which should be, which should treat you as a criminal because you murdered somebody with your vigilante justice. Not only did you murder somebody, another issue I had is he had military training, so he should have known not to have somebody in the chokehold that long. And on top of that, I had an issue with the city because if you're spending all this money on homeless services and you're using them homeless services to fund to the subway, then there should have been police present at the time. There should have been an officer within that 15 minutes or 30 minutes. I didn't see an officer arrive until later on.
Yeah, because they don't ride the trains. It's just a lot of things just don't go down in New York, but things do go down. When they go down, they go down. And the thing with me is like, being from that area, 99% of the time, people are just minding their own business, trying to get from point A to point B. So for them, not only the white dude, but the other dudes, I don't know if it was a Puerto Rican and a black dude, helped out, was strange to me. Because you could see somebody taking a dump right there inside McDonald's, and people will just walk around it like nothing is going on. So for them to do that, there had to have been this fight or flight thing. And in New York, you're trying to mind your own business. You're trying to get to point A to point B. And that's how life was there. So it just seems strange to me as someone who's from the area.
Now, here goes my question. How many people getting killed on the subway in a situation like that all the time in the tri-state area?
A lot. There's been an increase of, what was the number? 47% in the last 6 months of violent crimes by the mentally ill.
I'm talking about in the self-defense situation, right? Because the mentally ill that you're talking about actually committed a violent crime against somebody, right? This guy, Jordan Neely, didn't. He was just kind of having a mental episode. Now, the thing that's interesting is if you read the New York Times wrote an article about how the police in particular have a very high fail ratio of dealing with situations where they have to de-escalate mental occurrences, right? Now, my question is this. If the police are failing at dealing with mental health escalations, would you say that what happened in the subway is a failure of dealing with a mental health escalation, or was that dealt with appropriately, properly? And if 100 situations that happened exactly like that one happened, you'd be okay with them all ending in the exact same way?
Yeah, and this is where I get my pushback at, because I'm going to point out what both of you guys said, because you remember, okay, so he said the incident went up by 47%. And if these people are using data and statistics as they say they're using data and statistics, then they would know to place police officers down there to where these incidents are occurring or where it's most likely to occur to prevent this. And I have an issue with the police budget is already out of proportion when it comes to New York, but they also take the homeless budget and they use it for some of the subway. So that's one of my biggest issues. You're using your homeless budget for subway, whatever they need resources for the subway, and you don't have that budget for. I mean, you're not using it appropriately. So that's my two biggest issues. You got this overbloated police budget. You're taking money from the homeless resources and giving it to the subways. And on top of that, you're saying that there's a spike in crime when it comes to the bus stations, but you don't have no police officers. You're not using the data and statistics to protect the citizens that you say you're here to protect and serve.
Right. And another situation that's going on currently in New York is the strain on the sanctuary cities. You know what I'm saying? Because the sanctuary cities haven't been doing things the way that they're supposed to be. So now they're getting the shipments of migrants, and they're not able to provide the mental health resources, you know what I'm saying, or provide the homeless sheltering that they need to be providing, because those governments have already committed their resources to the migrants, and now they're being overwhelmed with the migrant issue, and they don't have the resources to deal with the people within their own city who live in the city that they're supposed to. So a lot of, like, I agree with Jay, there's a lot of issues, but in my opinion, there's still a lot of race component, because while those immigrants they held him down, they didn't go as far as to run up behind him, jump on him, you know what I'm saying, put him in a rear naked choke and choke the life out of him. Because here's the thing, right? At one point, he was being disturbing, right? But there was no crime being committed. We can all agree on that, right? No crime had happened yet. There was escalation, but no crime had occurred, right? Now, when the white guy started choking him, at that point, when the death process started, now we're dealing with a homicide occurring. And instead of stopping the homicide, right, they didn't. They just held him down. So if we're going to be out here doing crime stopping, we're stopping somebody from talking loud and being upsetting and annoying, but then we're not going to stop a murder in progress at the same time, all in the same incident. That to me, that's an interesting prioritization. You know what I'm saying?
I would say I hear what you're saying. However, we only saw a small clip of what happened. We don't see the beginning, the middle, the end, whatever. We're all on assumptions, right? Like even my assumption, okay? You know, my assumption is this. Prior to this event, he punched a 67-year-old woman for no reason, cracking her orbital bone.
Well, can we say that the reason why he punched her is because he is somebody that is mentally unstable?
Yes,
that needs resources to be able to be appropriately treated, and he had no business in the public without a regimen of treatment. Can we all agree to that?
Agreed. And I thought about that point, and I'm going to link here in Atlanta, there was just a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I picked up on this article because I like to get all my ducks in a row. Atlanta has a homeless population that the city has no idea what to do with the homeless. Because here's the thing, when you have, not the homeless, the mentally ill, I should say. Here's the thing with the mentally ill. They say to commit crimes. When they're in front of a judge, they cannot try them because they are mentally ill. Because what they do, they have no idea that they're doing is wrong. So I see that aspect to your point. But the thing is that if it's a violent crime, they have to put them back out on the street because they cannot try them because they are mentally ill to stand trial. So do you have to put them back in the street? Now, if let's say you put them in the facility, they are prone to not want to be confined. I've talked to the mentally. I'm talking about soldiers. I'm talking about schizophrenics, right? And one thing that they do not like is confinement. So putting them in a prison or putting them in a facility is even the worst. I had a friend right here in Atlanta. His name was James. He's a homeless man. It's like, bro, why don't you just, it's it's cold outside. Why don't you go, I'll give you a couple of dollars, go to the men's shelter right there on Peter Street. And he's like, nah, that's the worst place to be. It's like, why? It's like, they'll try to kill me up in there, try to steal my stuff and whatever. I ain't going. I'm better off in the streets. I was like, so it's
That's
like,
true.
yeah. So it's like,
My thing is,
if you have the best heart, even if you have the best heart, how could you rehabilitate? How could you take care of people who have their own? I can't say free will because they're mentally unstable.
Well, here's my question for you. Here's my question for you. If you had a child and your child was behaving like Jordan Neely was behaving in school, and a teacher or a hall monitor did exactly what the white dude did to Jordan Neely, would we still be having the same conversation, or would it be a little bit different?
My nephew is suffering from schizophrenia.
Right. And if a hall monitor or a teacher did exactly what Jordan Neely did and took him out, I'm saying, would we be having the same exact conversation?
Yeah, I'm getting to that. Like, my nephew has schizophrenia. He was diagnosed when he was 17. He's now in his 20s. During that time, I feared for my mother's life and my grandmother's life if he had an episode, because he would tell that he sees things, he does this and so forth and so on, right? He sees things, he hears things, and makes him react. So my thing was like, I'm taking out my nephew before he gets my mom or my thing. That's how I see it. I see things as, okay, we have the mentally ill. Some are treatable, some are not treatable. But we have to protect the weakest from them. So
clearly the people weren't weak. We got a Navy SEAL and two pretty strong, people that held him down and killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was weaker, the guy that got killed or the one that was doing the killing? The laws of nature say that the people that survive are the strong ones. So the weak one got killed, right?
Facts. And I want to push back on one of them when you finish.
Oh no, I was going to end it, but again, like, look, if you're in a subway, we only saw small percent of the thing. What if there was women and kids? Usually there's women and kids.
But even if there was women and kids, what kind of threat did being loud and obnoxious cause them to justify a deadly force? Which I don't believe that they even have a castle doctrine in New York City. I don't think that they have any of those kind of defense laws. You know what I'm saying? I think the laws are a little bit more strict in those liberal areas, which is interesting because in the liberal areas with the strict defense laws, you actually have people out here talking, you know what I mean, like we're in Texas, which is interesting. Yeah. So my thing is, what causes the shift to where now in this situation where we're in a state that has, high gun control and, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of stringency on self-defense laws. Now we're talking like we're in Greg Abbott's state. The only thing from Greg Abbott's state that's currently in New York is all those migrants that got sent up there that are taking up all of the resources that Jordan Neely needed. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what was really interesting about the whole Jordan Neely situation. I'll just interject this.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all continue. Is that, I live out here in LA, right? And LA is the same as New York, as is the same as Chicago. And what do I mean by that? You damn near don't have the right to defend yourself. You know what I mean? Like you damn near don't, like in any situation. Like if you get the upper hand on somebody, like you're still going to jail until things get sorted out. So in a situation like we saw in New York with the Marine that killed Jordan Neely, the fact that he literally killed a man on a subway in New York City and they let it rock for like 2 weeks before they arrested him was wildly head scratching, because there's no way you're doing that in LA. There's no way you're doing that in Chicago. You're not doing that in New York under any normal circumstance. You're not killing anyone and walking. And we'll get back to you in a little bit when we sort things out. That just doesn't happen.
But Black Life, here's the thing: the migrant situation and the mentally ill, I think, are two separate issues. Because
No,
here's
they're
the
not.
thing.
They're not two
No,
separate.
let me explain.
No. Hold on. Before you explain, they're not two separate things because the migrant situation is taking away from the funding and the physical space that those mentally ill need, which is already underfunded. A lot of the AAPI hate crime propaganda that was ran was going on because they haven't had enough staff or enough funding for housing the mentally ill as well as housing the homeless. We got a homeless crisis. A lot of those homeless people are mentally ill. So we got a prison crisis, right? That C-19 created. They don't have enough prison guards or enough space in the prisons. They're releasing these people back into the streets. We got a homeless crisis. The homeless facilities are being utilized by actual migrants, right? So now we have this quote unquote intersectionality of issues. You see what I'm saying? And then also, so these people are dumped into the street. And mind you, all of these on the same tax budgets, where New York City also has a record amount of police officers quitting, and they don't have the money to put in the transit police that they want to put in. So we got all of these issues compiling. So to say that the migrant issue, where the reason why the migrants are being sent there is specifically to disrupt the city, to put the pressure on Abbott, or to put the pressure on Mayor Adams to support what Abbott is doing and what he's saying to get Biden to actually do something about the border. All of those issues, we can't say that those issues aren't related, especially when we have them taking physical dollars and physical space that should be occupied by the city's homeless and mentally ill. We can't say that, honestly. That's not being intellectually honest. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, this is what I mean by that. The mentally ill do not want to be housed for help. If I'm coming here, because my parents are immigrants, right? If I'm coming and my only resources and that's available to me is that, and the mentally ill are not here for a reason, the mentally ill want to be free. They don't want to be housed. They don't want medicine, whatever, so on and so on. I think we're looking at it as a lens for us like, okay, if I'm an immigrant, I'm going to look for housing. If the budget was for these mentally ill, homeless people to be here, but they are not staying, and it's dangerous to not only the staff but whatever to take care of the mentally ill and the homeless, whatever, because they don't want to be confined. Then you give it to the people that could use it. So that's why I meant by it's a separate issue.
Okay,
Go ahead.
So I want to push back real hard on some of the talking points I just heard.
Hold on, real quick, Jay, before you get started. If everybody could take a moment, smash the like button if you guys haven't smashed the like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, make sure you guys hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you guys are not subscribed on Rumble, we got 15 people watching on Rumble. Shout out to everybody on Rumble. Make sure you guys hit the like button over there and also hit the follow button. All right, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Okay, I got you. So first point I heard, the cities don't know what to do. No, they know exactly what to do. When it's time to build any of these other facilities, they know exactly how to build it, no matter what the special design is, no matter what the function, no matter what the population is going to do with inside of these facilities. They got time, they got money for it, they got resources. Speaking of homeless people, I have not met in my life in Houston one homeless person that rejected a house. We all know about the story about the 20 veterans that are homeless. They got kicked out the motel up there in New York and were replaced by migrants. So the fact that I do believe that the homeless do want a place to stay, like a motel would be a good thing because they can come in and go as they please, and the city should put the funding behind that. But what we see with the migrant crisis is that when they get here, all of a sudden it's all hands on deck. Where's the resources? Where's the money? $51 million over there in Chicago. And I'm pretty sure that money's not going to even go to the migrants. I'm pretty sure it's going to be administrative costs, 80% of it. But what I'm saying is when the migrants get here, all of a sudden we're going to have all the resources in the world. When it's time to take care of the homeless people, let them go as they please and live in the street. I'm in Houston, that big ballpark down Minute Maid Park. If you there at like around 8 o'clock at night, you see a bunch of homeless people just sleeping right in front of the Minute Maid Park. So we should have the resources and we should leverage. I mean, not leverage. We should put the homeless people in front of them because some of them are homeless veterans. Some of them just fell on their battle on their luck. They're looking for the opportunity. We should give them the opportunity before we give the migrants the opportunity because technically they are legal citizens. They probably spent they're Americans, so they spent their whole lives here. They paid into our system. They paid for our resources. Social Security, all the other crap. They veterans, they wouldn't fought for us. They wouldn't fought for these politicians. They didn't fight for me, but they wouldn't fought for this country. We should put them first. And when it comes to the homeless, they should have just as much as an emergency for giving them the resources, because they trust me, they got the people that can build these facilities for the homeless people.
Well, and the homeless people are citizens.
Yeah, they got the resources. And if you said they don't like to be confined, then how about build a facility that they can, come and go as they please and they feel comfortable? You're telling me we have all these psychologists, we have all these legal experts, we have all these studies on the homeless, we have all these studies on mental healthness and how these people like to be in an environment, but we can't put together a place for them to stay where they feel comfortable. I just don't believe in that.
Well, and we also don't have evidence that every single mental health person wants to be confined. What there is that there's issues with people that have mental health disorders. Some of them don't like seclusion. Some of them suffer from claustrophobia. But there's other instances where people who are in mental health facilities, especially in a place like on the East Coast where it gets really cold, they'll commit a petty crime just so they can spend a duration of time with a guaranteed roof over their head with 3 hot meals. So to make a blanket statement like that without any evidence to pin it down to say a majority of people actually feel this way, that's just an assumption. And then another thing that we can't do also is anytime there's an escalation or anytime anybody quote unquote feels threatened, it is not a death sentence. And it's definitely not a death sentence in a state with stringent self-defense laws. I could yell at somebody that wouldn't justify somebody walking up behind me and blowing out my brains. That would never happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also let's also say how fast New York has put together teams to move these migrants from building to building within days, within weeks. They can facilitate all this. They can find the migrants, even if the migrants go and they're sleeping on the streets. These people, they know how to find these people. I mean, they can do the same thing with the homeless. I don't care if they mirror the same thing they're doing for the migrants. But I don't think we should be giving our Mayor Eric Adams should be begging for any federal funding unless he take care of the real issue, which is the homeless population, which is increasing, unfortunately, because the cost of living is increasing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I agree. Go ahead.
Something that's interesting too.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, my fault. Something that was interesting too, because I'm going to do a live stream on it tomorrow concerning the 51 million that got passed in Chicago, is that there were aldermen, city councilmen in Chicago that opposed the $51 million going to the migrants, but they would have approved it if it included it goes to migrants and the homeless of Chicago as well. So let's spread it out amongst everybody, right? Let's make sure that our citizens are able to have access to this stuff too. And the reason that they did vote against it is because those who were for the 51 million for the migrants refused to add that provision. They did not want to put it for homeless and migrants. They stood on their ground and said, no, it's going to be homeless migrants only.
Now, look at that. Why would they not want it to go to the people in Chicago, like who are actually citizens who, you know what I'm saying, I probably at some point have paid tax dollars into the system? They only want it for the people who don't pay taxes. Like, does that make any sense?
No, but I'm sure they have a reason.
Right.
Here's my thing, and we can move on. But I think I was homeless 10 years ago, but I was a different type of homeless. I was able to go from house to house, couch to couch, air mattress to air mattress for 5 years, right after I lost my house. Okay. That homelessness versus a dude that thinks he's a bird, no disrespect, because like I said, I have a family member who has schizophrenia. And it's so easy to say, we could build this, we could build that, we could do this, whatever. If that person does not have the mental capacity to be there and poses a threat to the workers, that himself and others, it's so easy to say we could build this and put this money here when you have thousands of people with a mental illness that a cop can't do anything. A citizen, I agree with your point. It shouldn't be a death sentence to have a mental illness. It's a problem that this country of America, where it has to deal with. This is why I'm against Fresh and Fit, because I think they dive in more of the mental illness to their subscriber base. That, like I was just arguing with somebody in the chat, they see one thing one way, I see something the other way. The school shootings, it's normally white men between the age of 18 to 25. We do have a mental issue, I'm sorry, I had a call. A mental issue here, everywhere in our major cities, and I don't think anybody got the answers, and I don't have the answers either. So I don't want to come off like I know everything.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we got to have these
um,
kind of conversations. That's why these kind of conversations are important. And you know what I'm saying? That's why I appreciate you coming up with your point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you get to the bottom of these kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
that CP speaking?
Yeah, that was CP.
Okay, I got a question for CP, and really everybody can answer this question too, because what it really boils down to, as far as like where the conversation headed, what we're talking about now, is people having for people to be willing to have like uncomfortable conversations behind whether or not the mentally ill actually deserve their freedom, right? Because I will say this in defense of what CP is saying, right? Out here in LA, homeless is it's wild, bro. It's wild. I mean, it's like being surrounded. It's like in a real life episode of The Walking Dead out here, depending on where you at, and it's pretty much everywhere, you know. And a good deal of them, honestly, they don't want to be cooped up anywhere. They don't. You have some that were like CP at one point, where they were just down on their luck and just needed some help. You got a lot of them that are just gone, bro. They're gone. And we all know, and because we talked about it on the episode of Just Talking like a couple weeks ago, how Eric Adams was looking to push a bill forward that just snatch the quote mentally ill off the streets.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And things get tricky when you start talking about that, and whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it. But I do think that like people are going to have to start coming to terms with that and saying whether or not certain mentally disturbed people actually deserve their freedom. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
they be
absolutely.
just snatched up off the street and just removed from society? Now we know how quickly that can
That's
and will be
another-
abused, but
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
That's a
a rabbit hole
conversation that
we're
needs
gonna
to
have
be
go
had.
down.
Yeah.
But that's a scary situation, because now you're dealing with somebody's civil rights. You cannot prosecute somebody that has no mental capacity of standing trial for being. It's what was that movie?
Right,
they
but
start
Jordan
snatching
Neely got
people.
prosecuted. Jordan Neely got prosecuted by the public. He got the death sentence by the public.
But then that's where the question stands. If you have essentially no mental capacity to essentially do anything other than be destructive in the greater population of society, then do you deserve to even be out within the greater population?
Or do you need to be
True.
as well? And on the other side of the token, do you need to be, because one could argue that because of Jordan Neely's condition, he needed protection from the public. He wasn't protected from the public because of his mental disorder, and the public killed him. But see, that's the side of the argument that, you know, a lot of times people don't look at it from. You know what I mean?
Well, I want to say this. I don't know what portion of the population which is homeless has mental, is a mental thing or a financial thing. But I will say that I would think that most of it has to do with finance more than mental. You know, them having their schizophrenia and all this stuff. And if they do have schizophrenia, according to our laws, then they should have somebody, one of their either a friend or a family member who, you know, pretty much is a guardian for them. It can say, okay, let's put them in a facility. If they're that much of a threat or something, then we have to just say, okay, let's put them in a facility. That's that. But my opinion on this whole thing is that there's more people homeless because of the financial stability of their pockets. Because things, you know, maybe they got kicked, you know, maybe they the landlord kicked them out for whatever reason, whatever it might be. I just think that that's a small population who has mental, like schizophrenia and all that stuff. And I still do believe that you could build facilities for these people to make them feel comfortable. You know, because we have all these experts out here. I'm pretty sure if you Google online, there's gonna be like, oh, I'm an expert in psychology. I'm an expert in environmental control, some crap like that. You know, I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of experts or so-called experts. But my whole thing is that we're talking about a minority of people compared to the whole homeless population, in my opinion.
I just read a study It's on the mentalillnesspolicy.org. Numerous studies have reported that approximately 1 out of 3 of the homeless persons are serious mental illness, mostly schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Approximately 250,000 homeless persons with serious mental illnesses are in the U.S. 250,000.
Okay, so why can't we take the other 500,000, which is the 2 out of 3, and find housing for them like we're finding housing for the migrants?
I have no problem with that. No problem. No problem. I have no problem with that.
It's a good question.
I think yeah, but my thing is always with mental illness. I've struggled with my own mental illness and going through mental illness right now. Well, not to this effect, but that area, I don't think any of us, whether and I agree with Black Life, it doesn't deserve a death sentence. I don't subscribe to that. I agree with you on that.
And see,
I just don't know what we could do about it.
And see, like that right there, bringing it back, CP, the whole thing about it doesn't deserve a death sentence. I think that right there is one of the things where when people are talking about the racism, that's a lot of another part of where the racism is as well, is that automatically because of who it was that choked out Jordan Neely, it's automatically that what we need to start doing is scrambling to justify the death. Because if you notice, right, we could say that there's no race issue involved, but when we look at the cops that deleted Tyree Nichol, the public opinion of these cops are just so atrocious. Like, I can't believe that they did all of this. Like, this is horrible. This is horrible. And it's like, wait a minute. Y'all the same people that sit there and said that Derek Chauvin did nothing wrong. You mean to tell me that, like, you know, you're not going to make up some fake news about Tyree Nichols was high on fentanyl and he was having a C-19 attack and he was choking on a meatball. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of this random stuff all happened at the same time that contributed to his death. It's because we're looking at this from a lens of the public perception. It's supposed to be alleged expected behavior for Black people to behave that way. So of course we need to look at it as, oh, this is horrible that these police officers did this, right? But if it was white police officers that did the same thing, if we criticize them, then they're woke. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a shame, you know what I'm saying, that the public is like the guy who killed Jordan Neely has become the victim in the situation and he's still breathing. That's where a lot of the racism comes in. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's like, people don't want to explore, and I'm not saying you don't want to explore. I'm just saying people want to take a narrative and run with the narrative, and you can always tell how it's going before all of the information comes out, what people are saying about it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy that killed Jordan Neely, he's already got over $1 million in a GoFundMe account. And that's because the justification of doing something harmful to a Black person, regardless of who does it, including if it's a Black person that people, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? It'll always, always, always be supported. Always. And there's just a pattern of it all the time. There's always a pattern of doing that. And that particular pattern right there is where you can focus on and say, like, that's where the racism is in the conversation. Now, like you said, that same situation could have taken place. And if the guy that choked out Jordan Neely would have been Black, you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have had $1 million in a GoFundMe account, and
there would be no story either.
It would be a story. It would just be, look what's going on. These animals are fighting each other, and it's Black on Black crime. That's what the story would have been. It wouldn't have been that he was. It would have been it, huh?
But my thing is this though: the five officers that killed that Black man on tape, Terry Nichols, right? You don't hear a word about that right now. Why? Because going back to how we started this conversation, I believe that our outrage gets weaponized in certain senses. In my town, in my city, we experienced Black police brutality from Black cops, Puerto Rican cops, Dominican cops. Okay, when the situation happened with Rodney King, I was like 16 years old, I believe it was at the time. it was like, oh, they're making a big thing because they white. What about the black cops that beat us up? It's like
who doesn't talk about the black cops that beat us up though? Like that's a media narrative that people don't complain about black cops. People been complaining about black cops since KRS-One made the song called Black Cops, and you think that Ice-T, when Ice-T made Cop Killer, he was only talking about killing white cops. The song Cop Killer wasn't called Kill the White Cop. You know what I'm saying? Like these are just tropes. These are just tropes that white people say. White people say, well, oh, you know, nobody said anything about the black cops. Are you serious? As much as y'all like old school hip hop and you're stuck in the 80s and 90s, you missed the KRS-One Black Cop album. Like, let's keep it an actual buck. And if we're keeping it an actual buck, anytime you keep it an actual buck, buck and the word woke become interchanged. You know what I'm saying?
And wasn't it Ice Cube that says black cops showing out for the white cop and F the police?
Exactly. So now, so are we, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just numerous. It's the same thing as what we do with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. We're rah Martin Luther King until somebody black says, okay, we'll cut that check. Well, it's just a handout. Well, wait a minute. You said that you support what Martin Luther King said. The name of the whole I Had a Dream speech that you all renamed it I Had a Dream speech was the coming for our check speech. The speech was about reparations. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the thing is that all of these narratives, and it goes back to what Jay was talking about not having a strong media presence, not being able to, quote unquote, control our narrative, which is one of the things that TD Hip Hop Media's theme is on his channel. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that's an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like, I guess my point is that, like, the police as a whole needed a federal reform. There has to be a uniformity across every single state of police training. Forget the 6 months thing. Forget this freaking thing. Like, these dudes need at least a degree. It should be from their own.
CP, let me. I real quick. Just hold your thought for 1 second, because there's somebody in the comments that I want to address, and you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they'll be able to get their comment typed in while you're still going. So there's people that are saying that black cops who are hard on black people are not addressed, right? I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it one time, and I'm not going to repeat it again. The white media chooses to not address those issues, right? Now, if you pay very close attention to black media, we talk about those black cops that do that kind of stuff all the time. My thing is, I can name 4 situations off the top of my head where black cops were scrutinized for fuck shit that they've done. Most white people who complain about black cops don't even know who Muhammad Noor is, or what he ended up going to jail for, or even about that situation and the controversy behind it at all. And he's a black cop that had an issue where, if you ask me, what he shouldn't be in jail, because what they justify police doing is completely overboard in comparison to what he did, because somebody ran up on his car, you know what I'm saying? But he's a police officer that actually ended up in a situation because he deleted a white person. Yet we have people sitting here saying that these things don't get focused on, and they're the ones that can't name any of these kinds of situations. I can name mad situations with black cop. There was a black cop standing there when Daniel Pruitt got killed. There was a mixed cop involved with the George Floyd murder. Like I said, like, man, when it comes to this kind of situation with these kind of things, we can get it popping, and we can get it popping so hard that everything that they try to call out and say that people don't pay attention to, I'm gonna name you 7 particular situations of those things that you say we don't pay attention to, and the one saying we don't pay attention to it can't even name one. That's all I'm saying. My bad, CP. Go ahead.
No, you're right. I'm just saying it's like the whole, like, most likely I'm going to interact with a black cop where I live here in Atlanta, right? Or Lithonia, Georgia. That could, like, I fear him as much as I fear a white cop. Matter of fact, I fear a white cop more, because a white cop his mind is always going to be thinking of his prejudices and his which we all have. You know what I'm saying? We all have our biases, and whom we are as people, we've gotten that based off of the experiences that we have, and that's how we form and opinionate all of our things. Like this, like my opinion differs because of where I'm from and so forth and so on, and my life experiences. So a white cop, he has no shared life experience except for what he assumes of me. A black cop might do the same exact thing, and he might not. You know what I'm saying? So I think the thing is like never take the pressure off of white cops for doing some messed up stuff.
But
my
nobody
thing
does
is,
though. Like that's the thing though. Like that that shouldn't even be a conversation because literally nobody does that. And the thing is like what Taylor Jones is saying, fine, but it's dishonest for you to say that we should know that this is being talked about, especially if it's not pushed. It's the white media. The
Right.
white media is who chooses to push versus who doesn't. White people can't tolerate listening to black content. So because you're dismissive of the entire American experience, because you're sensitive to things that black people might say that might hurt you, that's not our fault that you omit that. That's you being dense while we're getting the accusation of being dense. You know what I'm saying? Black people do not own a major mainstream media outlet. Those are
Facts.
all owned by white people. If
Not
white
even
people
BT.
are upset about what's not being put out by white media, then white people need to be responsible and go deal with that white media for not putting that information out. I'm going to tell you a couple other things white media doesn't do. White media doesn't talk about white people that get killed by the police. You know what I'm saying? And then white people want to be outraged. Well, you know, the media just racializes these things. Your media racializes it. Your media racializes it. So if you have a problem with that, be ethnically responsible and stop putting it on everybody else and go to your news media and do like you did on January 6th and demand what you want.
So,
I would love to see that. I would love to see that, man.
I'm gonna say this real quick, and this you can relate this to this topic, or you know, whether you want to talk about red pill, manosphere, or anything else. If you don't dig beneath the surface for your criticism on anything, if you take what the media says or just simply on what you know what people hear or what you see on surface level, if you take that and run with it, okay, that's your issue. That's
Fact.
your all right. So and I'm responding to the comment you just had up on the screen.
Oh, let me put it back up. Go ahead, bro.
Like, how do you expect us to know if it's not pushed? So that this is why people like to believe these articles that people write on the internet, whether you talk about your Medium articles or you know whatever articles that anybody can write on any editorial site or anything like that, right? So you run with that. It's like how people run with the headline and they don't read the actual article sometimes, right? So you say, oh, it's not our fault that we're believing the headline or what's on the media. It's not your fault. Absolutely, it's your fault.
Facts.
It's absolutely your fault. If you can't look at stats, because that's all we do, Rob. You know, we talk about stats, this, that, and the third. What I like to do is I like to, put a bunch of sources against each other. I don't just like to get my, information from a source that I think would be biased, even if that information works for my argument.
Mm.
So this is because it's confirmation bias, but it's ignorant bias. Say, well, how do you expect us to know if it's not being covered, right? If again, when things happen, especially the stuff that we talk about on this YouTube, if I don't have enough information, I don't talk about it. I don't speak, because I don't want to look crazy next week when we get more information. Now I gotta recant or pull back on what I already said. Yes, it's your fault. If you don't know, say nothing.
Facts.
I don't want to be like, well, I see him beating his head in, but I'm gonna wait for some more information.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing like with the Tory Lanez thing. Like I was like, yeah, put the dude in jail. Then some other information came out, and I was like, hold on a bit. Then the trial came, and I was like, dang, I got egg on my face 3 different times, and that was 2 years. 2 years, and we still don't really know what happened between Meg and what's name. But it never stopped. It never stopped anybody from forming an opinion on what they thought happened. And it's like, look, we're 30 years removed from the OJ trial. we have no idea what happened that night. We still have no idea, and it's 30 years later. So I learned from Robert Greene, the book Human Laws of Human Nature, and he says, don't ever be the first to respond. Get all the information first. And he used communist China and some revolt with the universities there and so forth and so on. So it's like, especially as a content creator myself, I try to shut the hell up. And by the time I get all the information, the algorithm had moved on.
Listen, hey, people need to practice more agnosticism. Agnosticism is deeper than just, whether you believe in God or not. You know what I'm saying?
You mean stoicism? You mean stoicism?
No, I mean agnosticism. Just saying you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. You ask me something. See, everybody wants to know something or act like they have the answer to something with no information.
Facts.
Agnosticism. Look it up. Agnosticism. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't have all the information, this, and the other. I don't know. It's so hard for people to nowadays, especially in 2023, to admit that they don't know something. Everybody wants to know something. Everybody wants to have, I know.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I agree with that.
I don't know. Did he do it? I don't know. I don't know if OJ killed them people. I don't know.
That's real. That's real. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of real quick, make sure you guys smash that like button. If you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys hit the bell icon twice. Make sure you guys show some love and support everybody's channel. You know what I'm saying? My man CP is a content creator, so make sure you guys go over there and show him some love as well. We got my man Keep It 100. We got Grind and Motivate. We got We Lit. We got TD Hip Hop Media. You know what I'm saying? We got Jada Informant. We got a stacked crew today. So shout out to everybody. Show some love. If you guys are enjoying the content, throw some flames in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Throw some radiation emoji. Give us some thumbs up. Show us some love. Hit that bell icon and share the stream. All right, man. That was a great tangent. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like a really good conversation, if you ask me.
And we listen to each other. We listen to each other's opinions. You know what I mean? It's great.
Yeah, big facts. But now what we about to do is we about to listen to these. We about to listen to these guys.
Yeah, let's get back to the foolishness. Like I made a good thumbnail for this and everything. We had this deep conversation. Like, come on, man.
Right.
I just made the Abba and Preach versus Fresh and Fit thumbnail. And we get deep over here. I'm like,
yo, that's pretty hot too, man.
Right.
That's pretty dope.
You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the beauty of Reacts. That's the beauty of the Reacts podcast. You're gonna get you a little bit of education. You're gonna get you a little bit of debate. You're gonna get you some jokes.
Man, I'm ready to laugh.
Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say, CP?
I'm ready to laugh.
Yeah. No doubt. All right, let's bust this out. Let's get it.
And to all my pictures, and they went to see if they could find a picture of my wife. If you don't know anything about me, I don't post about what I got. I'm talking about where I live, vehicles, whatever. I don't post that. I don't put pictures of my people around me. Why? Because people on the internet are fucking weirdos. Okay, they found a picture of someone, and I'm going cheek to cheek with that person, right? We're cheek to cheek. This dude is so feminine, it's ridiculous. But we're gonna address that. We're gonna address that a little bit later on. Let's continue.
They both have gyno. I've seen in the church.
This dude is definitely on some Bate Man. But let's continue on real quick because this is a bombshell here. And he took that picture and he said, "That's his wife." Nadia, it's not my wife. No,
Yo, shout out to Marcus. We got the rumor report in the building. Marcus said, hey, Abba and Preach are deleting Fresh and Fit videos. Something is about to go down. Are they really?
Uh-oh.
Are they like a lawsuit coming or what?
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Let me ask y'all. Yo, can we get some confirmation on Abba and Preach deleting Fresh and Fit videos? Can anybody confirm that? And my question is, what's about to go down? Is fisticuffs actually about to happen? Is that?
I mean, we feel like I need to delete some videos.
No, you just keep
shout out to all my Haitian people in the building. Again, I don't know who in here is from New York, man, but shout out to all my Haitian people in the building. But if I did not know that Preach was Haitian, I would have figured it out by that jacket he has on right in that shot right there. Shout out to my Haitians. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Get that Y clef right there.
I'm not gonna lie, I need that jacket, bro. I need that, baby.
Got the Y clef Jean jacket on right there.
He got that someone please call 911 jacket.
Fuji's. He got the Wyclef jacket on, bro. like I say, baby.
That's hilarious. Damn,
Oh,
that's funny as hell.
Look at the vocab video. That's all I gotta tell you. Look at the vocab.
Oh, they're using copyright false copyright claims on them again.
Oh, so Fresh and Fit are throwing some copyright claims at I've Been Preach again?
I just feel was it H Dog Gaming? Fresh and Fit may be issuing false copyright claims once again. This was just 2 hours ago.
That's some whole shit. Like, so how you kick up, how you bring up old beef, kick up dust with them, and then now you want to copyright strike them?
They did that before. They did that to them before.
Yeah.
You know what? Are they at least being strategic about it? Because, like I said, after 100 subs, you get like one of these YouTube spokesmen. Are they at least calling that person and say, "Hey, can we take down these videos because of such and such reason?" Are they at least being strategic about it, or are they coordinating at least with Pearls and Pearls hitting them, and then also also Fresh and Fit hitting them? Are they doing something strategic, or are they just being foolish?
They're probably just being foolish, honestly.
Man, that's wild. You know what's crazy? They all use the same techniques. Like, they all use the same business model. You know what I'm saying? Just Pearly Things and them doing the DCMA strikes. Let me ask you guys in the comment section, how do you guys feel about them strikes? If you guys are cool with those strikes, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that those strikes should be going down, give me a thumbs down.
DeAndre said that's that Gone to November jacket.
Hey, he said you should too.
That's hilarious. Shout out to DeAndre. That's hilarious. So
Wyclef John.
Yeah, and that's true.
I'm against the strikes, man.
That's hilarious. Marquis said that Abba and Preach have a lot of enemies. Yeah, that's big facts. That's big facts. And you know, like I said, let me ask y'all a question. Let's rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. If Kevin Samuels was still alive, do you think Abba and Preach would have started dissecting his videos like that? I think that they would have. As a matter of fact,
yeah,
I think they were going in that direction, and it just so happened that he ended up passing away. And out of respect, they're not really touching his content, which is interesting because if out of respect, we're not really touching his content, you know what I'm saying? That shows how they feel about the content that they do touch. You know what I'm saying?
They had collab with him, and I remember it was a pretty good collaboration that they had. I don't know where to find that video, but they collabed before, and it was very cordial.
But remember what their definition. Remember what their definition of collab is, right? You know what I'm saying? All they did was one stream with him. So you know that by their definition of how they get down, that wouldn't stop them from doing a critique or a reaction video, right?
Yeah.
Can we can agree on that, right?
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't as adversarial as the Fresh and Fit one was.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
The Fresh and Fit was but it was like it was like he made his points, they made their points, like whatever. It seemed like they were on the same page. I think they would have. I don't think Abba agrees totally with Destiny on a lot of things, but they're at least cordial enough to agree to disagree on things. I think Abba and Preach hate Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely, if you guys agree that there's some animosity there coming from Abba and Preach towards Fresh and Fit, as well as towards Fresh and Fit to Abba and Preach, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down and let me know what you think. But yeah, I agree with you on that, CP. What do you guys think on the panel?
Can I ask you something? If y'all were on the panel with Fresh and Fit, a 2-hour panel, like, how long would it be before you wanted to punch them in the face?
Ooh.
Probably wouldn't be long.
It wouldn't be long at
all. Oh man.
Now, in the past week or a week and a half, I would say at least 10 videos were made responding to my shit. I tell people fair use all the time. At one point, I was on a stream where somebody was covering my shit. They're like, "Hey man, we fair use." I'm like, "Fair use, motherfucker. Go ahead, do your thing."
Right.
Just understand, fair use goes both ways.
Facts.
So I think the strikes, I think, are corny. You put your stuff out there, people are going to speak on it.
Yeah, that's big facts.
Right.
And a real man can take criticism.
And fair use are so broad, it's kind of hard to, actually know exactly what it is because they're not very specific. They're very broad. When it comes to using music, they're very specific about that. When it comes to using video links and, when you like what you have to do, like you can't just copy the whole video like I see some people do, as long as you commentary on it, but there's some broad stuff in that fair use.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree. So, shout out to Marquise. Marquise says everyone knows Abba started it. If you guys agree, Abba started it, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. All right. If anybody else wants to say anything, go ahead. If not, I'm about to run it. You guys, anybody else want to add anything?
Is that a Fresh and Fit fan?
You said, is it a Fresh and Fit what?
Fan, that Marquise. That just
Marquise. I'm gonna let Greg. Yeah, Marquise rocks with Fresh and Fit, which it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Marquise has some good inside information. We didn't know about the dancing thing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Marquise got that hater inside track, so I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? That's worth just as much money as the props. You know what I'm saying? Let's check this out.
Comedian.
Oh, shit, my bad. Did somebody say something? Somebody want to interject?
Nah.
Okay, all right.
That was the video.
Yeah, I'm like, there's so much going on the damn video and shit. Like, damn. Okay, all right, here we go.
Built an entire attack on us based upon me making fun of your fat wife that was never your wife in the first place, and then trying to insinuate that we're racist towards Haitians. Last I checked, we got a dude right next to us repping the fucking Haitians, man.
There you go.
We're actually down here with the fucking Zoes. What the fuck are you talking about?
What up,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That means get your ass over here. I'll beat your ass.
See, so now
Bro, the only thing he beating up is a hamburger.
Right. Right.
You could tell he told him, "Hey, come through with your Haitian flag today, bro. Come through with it today."
With some drawers with some elastic to it.
Multiple hamburgers.
Don DeMarco.
Right, we need that. We need that. I know we
Getting
need
up some Air Force Ones.
We need it. Gotcha, bitch. We need that one.
Bro, he's the definition of lean with it, rock with it, though. Look him in that chair, bro. You got to rewind that a little bit.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on.
They're about to pop.
Wait, whose chair?
Oh, the Haitian brother.
Oh, the Haitian brother. All right, let's check it out.
And the other, you guys are two bitches, twin sisters. That's your new name. Not Fresh and Fit.
That's better than anus and reach, though.
Twin sisters. Let's go.
A year later, now you want to bring up a fight again? Why didn't you guys take up the fight that you guys suggested when you was talking shit about?
Let's go. Issue with you. I'd love to talk to you. And hey, if it's the cuffs, that's fine. But you need to be held accountable for all the shit you've been talking, bro. You've been hiding behind a fucking camera, talking shit. And here's an important thing. I don't know if y'all know this, right? Dumbass.
Somebody else's significant other.
Yeah.
Significant other. Let's see here.
Made a video recently talking about my ex-wife.
Like they really tried.
She really tried. I'm gonna explain to you because I haven't spoken about it, and I'm gonna explain to you what happened. What happened was this: when the whole debacle with Fresh and Fit happened, they were trying to get some juice to get at us. And what happened on my other Instagram page, I got canceled, I got deleted, right? They went to all my pictures and they went to see if they could find a picture of my wife. If you don't know anything about me, I don't post about what I got. I'm talking about where I live, vehicles, whatever. I don't post that. I don't put pictures of my people around me. Why? Because people on the internet are fucking weirdos. Okay? They found a picture of someone and I'm going cheek to cheek with that person, right? We're cheek to cheek. This
dude is so feminine, it's ridiculous. But we're gonna address that. We're gonna address that a little bit later on. Let's continue.
They both have gyno. I've seen in the
Yo, this dude is definitely on some Batiman. But let's continue on real quick because this is a bombshell here.
And they took that picture and they said, that's his wife. Got him. It's not my wife. No, she's a comedian.
Oh, wait, hold on. Y'all built an entire attack on us based upon me making fun of your fat wife that was never your wife in the first place, and then trying to insinuate that we're racist towards Haitians. Last I checked, we got a dude right next to us repping the fucking Haitians, man.
There you go.
We're actually down here with the fucking Zoes. What the fuck are you talking about?
What up, Zoe?
Okay. What the fuck you talking about? That means get your ass over here. I'll beat your ass.
What y'all?
Can't even beat diabetes. Can't beat diabetes.
Man.
Yeah, you got to beat diabetes first, bro. You know.
That's hilarious, man. That's wild. Yo, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, man, make sure you guys smash the like button. If you guys haven't, make sure you guys hit the bell. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys also check out the channel over on Rumble. Basically, like Fresh and Fit just did the "I have a black friend" thing, but they did the "I have a Haitian friend" thing.
Literally, that's.
I was thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, there's that. All right, I'm gonna run it again.
It just tripped me out, like how quick. I don't know, bro. This internet just turned people goofy. Like,
I agree.
How quick everybody want to talk about throwing hands and all that kind of stuff. Like, it really tripped me out. It just trips me out.
You know what really trips me out? Now that you said that, how people don't look in the mirror. Does he not see himself in the mirror? He talking about he gonna beat somebody's, you know. Does he not see he's out of shape? I don't see him going on the street or in the freaking ring for more than 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He's still.
You're like the type that run from fights.
I don't even really see him running all like that. You know, like I see him sounding like the old Notorious Big, like back in the day.
Yeah.
like back in the party and bullshit days, or back in the I'm kicking new flavor in your ears days. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he looked like that kid from Nutty Professor.
Yeah,
Ooh, he does.
He definitely sleep with one of the machines on his face, like he flying a jet at night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
He got sleep apnea.
Damn.
Bro, that's so fucked up.
Oh man, that's terrible. Yeah, he got that. He got that stormtrooper mask on when he has Oh man,
yeah,
that's terrible, man. I'm going to hell for that, man.
Yeah.
Put some Rotten Tomatoes in the chat for me. That wasn't shit. I'm going. Let's go.
What the fuck? No, you talking about we're racist sortation? My engineer, the guy that works for me, is fucking Haitian. We're actually out here with the Haitians for real.
Bro, I look Haitian. The fuck? Dude, I look Haitian.
So, yo, the point is this, okay? They lied, guys. They lied about us hating Haitians. They lied about us making fun of his wife. That was the cornerstone of their argument. But why did they do that? They misled their fans. They misled all of y'all to get what? The views. The only thing Abra and Preach care about, guys, are views and AdSense. That's why they will sell out their friends. That's why they will lie. They will not be honest. And last I checked, what did these guys talk about? They talk about,
there.
oh, I have a bunch of...
Go ahead.
We got you on tape saying Haitian things and talk about his wife. What's he talking about? They didn't lie about nothing.
Right. Like, here go the thing, right? Like, for one, like Myron is lying, and I think Myron is telling the truth in a little bit of this part, because he's definitely lying. Like, bro, we got videos of you doing this like from like 2 years ago, like that. Like everybody on the panel, you know what I'm saying, probably except Keep It 100 and except We Lit did reactions about. So like, I mean, we got firsthand information of this stuff. Like, we have you saying this shit. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But
yeah.
then at the same time, no, I think he's actually right. Like, I actually do think that Abba and Preach, you know, they have a business minded approach for their channel, and they absolutely do what they do for likes and clicks, as everybody should who's on YouTube, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It depends on what you're selling yourself as, or how you're portraying yourself. Like, you know, it depends on what you're on there pushing. It depends on, you know, if that conflicts with, you know, what you're saying. I was gonna say earlier, I think that a lot of what Abba Preach does is to sensationalize and to bring people to watch stuff. I mean, they're comedians, right? I don't think they're activists or anything like that. They're just two guys who are trying to give opinions with a twist of humor. So I wouldn't hold them to any standard of, you know, you shouldn't be caring about the money. Nah, they should. They should. It makes sense for them to run it like that.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I was going to add on one more thing. So you saw him throwing up his Haitian flag, you know, rocking that chair and everything. Was he throwing that Haitian flag up when dude was talking about his country like that?
Right.
He wasn't there.
Right.
Oh, he's one of the new hires. Okay.
Yeah, he's a new hire.
Well, that's even worse, because you saw what he said and you still took the job.
Exactly.
But getting to your point, but I don't know if Abba and Preach care as much. I do believe they care about money. Don't get me wrong. But look at their set. Look at like it never changes. Like, you know, their wardrobe is not like Fresh and Fit. They are doing videos every single day, every single day, every night, and it is more clout chasing. You see the moves that they're trying to make, and Abba and Preach have been the same format since day one. Same studio, same creaky ass floor, same boom mic. Well, I think the boom mic was probably new, and it looks like they got one new camera, but I don't know. I think they're just having fun. I don't even think they take this thing serious as Fresh and Fit though. Like Fresh and Fit, I think if they channel got erased tomorrow, they'll be over with.
Yeah, I think so, but I think so because I think that Fresh and Fit, I think they have a revenue based model of what they're trying to do, and a lot of that revenue is generated from their YouTube channel. So they kind of go into their content with a different approach than what Abba and Preach do. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Abba and Preach kind of just, they started making YouTube videos and they haven't gone away from their style of making YouTube videos because they recognize that format and the comfort of it and its appearance and the way that they deliver their message. It's one of the things that gives them their appeal. I do think that Fresh and Fit believe that they're genuine in their message as well. However, I do believe that Fresh and Fit take their podcast very seriously because of the revenue that it generates and the revenue generating potential of it. So they're running it more so like a business. And to me, neither of those require a justification. Like to me, like I don't have a problem with how Fresh and Fit are, doing what they're doing for money. Everybody should be doing everything that they're doing for the most part and at least getting some kind of reward out of it. You know what I mean? So I don't have an issue with that. But at the same time, I don't think that they're beyond reproach. Same with Abba and Preach. I think that Abba and Preach do take the genuine, feel for how they, do their content or whatever. But at the same time, Abba and Preach aren't beyond reproach either. There's a lot of times Abba and Preach be banjo playing and bug dancing, and we call them out on it every single time. So, you know what I'm saying? No, none of these guys are above reproach. And let's just keep it a buck. All of these guys are all over 1 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? None of us are even over 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Well, TD is over 10,000, you know what I'm saying, on his channel. But you know what I mean? Like the thing is we're going to look at this a lot different. And honestly, like I think that none of these guys would be able to understand the reality of what we deal with in the competitive, smaller YouTube content creator space than what they're dealing with as far as already established. Like we have to follow trends to get a video to get similar views to what they get just publishing a video and the notifications going to their subscribers simply because of the size of their channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think as far as Fresh and Fit goes, just look at their studio. They obviously made some sort of investment into running what they have going. That's business.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I'm not mad at it either. It works. I think whether you love or hate Fresh and Fit, you gotta like they setup.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I say that all the time. You know what I'm saying? I may not agree with all of their content or I may not agree with their points, but as far as becoming successful, lucrative content creators and doing a model and creating a process that works, I think that somebody's being intellectually dishonest to say that Fresh and Fit hasn't done that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, here's the thing, right? When it comes to Fresh and Fit versus Abba and Preach, right? Now, this isn't to say who's a better content creator versus who's not, but are people going viral off of the model that Abba and Preach created, or are people going viral off of the model that Fresh and Fit created? There's more podcasts like the Whatever podcast that are coming out that are exact carbon copies, even just Pearly Things herself. They're exact carbon copies of what Fresh and Fit started. You know what I'm saying? And Fresh and Fit have been influential in those ways. A lot of those channels have even surpassed Fresh and Fit. You know what I'm saying? So they've not only created a model that works for themselves, but they've gotten to the point to where their creativity has created a model that's been successfully duplicated. And to me, that says something about content creation.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like Marvel movies had run their course and we get sick of it. We do not need another show where it has a panel of women and men arguing over the same exact things over and over.
Real.
To your point, if you go on Aber and Preach, right? They could talk about anything. Like they dropped a video yesterday, 500,000 views, and that was only 14 minutes. Like most of their videos are 500,000 views. If you go Fresh and Fit, their 3-hour podcast gets around 500,000, more like 300,000 views. When they do not talk about, when they don't have any women on the panel, it drops to 90,000 views.
Yeah, facts.
So the thing is that, and I see Raul Tomasi and Michael Sartain, they're trying to do the same thing in Vegas, where on their thumbnails is nothing but hoes, right? And their view count is not that significant because I think people are getting dumbed down. The thing is that sex sells. If Fresh and Fit stopped doing content with hoes, they will be irrelevant. The difference is with Aber and Preach is it's just two guys in an apartment room, and they still getting a 500,000 views. I think that's more talent to do than to have hoes and have 500,000 or 250,000 views.
I can agree with that because the Fresh and Fit model just proves that dysfunction sells. You know what I mean? So if you got like a room full of hoes, then yeah, everybody's going to tune in. But if it's just them two, nobody really cares. You see the same thing with if you go to Pearly Things channel, you know, when she has a live, she does like multiple different type of live streams, right? So if she's doing the usual live stream where she has like a bunch of different people in the thumbnail, and you see it's going to be, you know, a packed show with just a bunch of, I don't know, nonsense, then they're all in. But she does do live streams where she's by herself, and those don't do views in comparison to the other live streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Those are all like respectable points, and I can't really say that I disagree with either of them. And I agree with Taylor Jones right here: quality content over quality setup. I believe that quality content will always get you the highest amount of success. Now, my thing is, I don't not think that Fresh and Fit deliver content, quote unquote, quality delivery, right? Like if we're talking about tech specifications, if we're talking about a nice studio, I would say the issue with what people have with Fresh and Fit's content is not so much the actual content itself, because content is a multi-pronged identity. I think it's the shallowness and the substance of a lot of the high volume content that Fresh and Fit put out that have a lot of the issues that people dislike. And that's where we get into those issues of having a lot of, you know, women sitting around the table drinking and getting into that market of dysfunction that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Did anybody else want to say anything else, or can we run it?
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Do you think it'll work vice versa? Like if it was two women that had a bunch of men on there and a bunch of women audience?
No. No. Not at all.
Have we ever seen something like that in real life? A show like that? A woman?
It's called Maury Show. I'm not messing with you.
You said it's called the Maury Show. You know what I'm saying? What about like The Bachelorette? It's a woman, a whole bunch of men, and probably mostly women watch that show, right? I don't think a lot of men would watch The Bachelorette.
Yeah. I guess technically you can count that. Technically you could.
How successful is The Bachelorette? Is it successful at all, or is it being canceled? Is it still going on? I'm not too sure. That's what I'm saying. Like that's an interesting question, and I think the best way to make the assumption is to see if there's anything similar to that and how it performed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that The Bachelorette does less numbers than The Bachelor, because I think that more women would watch The Bachelor than a girl that's going to get skeeted out by a couple of dudes on live TV. I think there's that moral compass that most women do have. Like they don't like date a lot. They don't like to date a lot of guys at the same time. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll do my research right now and get back to y'all.
Yeah. I think that's not a bad thing to check out. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, make sure you guys show some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. We got Marcus on the super chat again. Man, y'all need to, you know what I'm saying? Marcus is supporting the stream. You know what I'm saying? Like Marcus is the stream sponsor, so show him some love. You know what I'm saying? Marcus says Abba and Preach will have no context if people like Fresh and Fit didn't create content. Now, here's my thing. I slightly disagree with that because Abba and Preach have been around way before Fresh and Fit even came to YouTube, and they were doing really well with their videos, and they've never really slowed down in their trajectory.
That was a point that I made earlier. They don't need it.
Yeah, they don't need Fresh and Fit. You know what I'm saying? They had a whole beef with Darius M way back in the day. And, you know, they don't. If you're reacting, as long as people are making content or as long as situations are, the only thing that would stop a reaction channel is an actual apocalypse that would destroy the earth where there's nobody alive to react to anything that ever happened. There's, you know what I'm saying?
I got my info. I got my info. You ready for this? By 2017, the number for The Bachelorette dropped from 16 million viewers to 5.89 million. The Bachelor fared better with 8 to 13 million viewers.
Oh wow! So The Bachelor,
The Bachelor gets more views than The Bachelor.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So that's something that we could use to estimate what would happen on a program with a woman and a bunch of, I guess, like you know.
Right. And I would say you're right. And I would say it'll do way less. I mean, because we got to understand that The Bachelor and The Bachelorette get all this advertising, all these commercials and all that. But while you're going to do a YouTube show, you're not going to get all them those benefits going into the show. So I don't think it'll, based off those numbers he just gave, I think it'll perform low.
Yeah, I agree. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. Do you all
Ain't
think
nobody watching that? Was it the Red Pill Bachelor with MTR?
the Red
Nobody
Pill
watching
Bachelor?
that.
That's hilarious, right? Do y'all think that a show with a woman host and a bunch of men sitting around would do better or worse than the Fresh and Fit model? Let us know that. That's the survey question that's going. Let us know in the comment section. All right, y'all. If there's nobody else that wanted to say anything, I'm gonna run it. You guys want me to keep going or not?
Sure.
All right.
Integrity, bro.
I can't be cool with people who don't have integrity.
Wait, what? Hold on. Y'all niggas lied the entire time. Your entire fucking hit piece argument was us making fun of his wife and making fun of his country, which we now just officially debunked. They've had the wool over your guys' eyes for years, and no one's calling these fucking guys out. It is crazy to me. They've been lying, deflecting, smoking mirrors, not being completely honest and truthful about things, and then they wonder why I'm over here getting a vein in the middle of my head talking shit about these guys because no one sees the fuckery with these dudes. Nobody sees it. Yeah. I think we're the first ones really calling them out at this point. They've been lying to y'all for years, and they're dumbass fans in the back. Oh, fresh and fraud. No, these guys are the real fucking liars, man.
You can tell he hurt by that. He don't like that fresh and fraud. That shit hurt his soul.
Yeah, he's angry about that. You know what I'm saying? He's angry about
Bruh.
that.
And how did he debunk him talking trash about the country? That was never debunked because that's what actually happened.
Gotcha, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's how he debunked. That's how he debunked it. He debunked it like gotcha, bitch. You know what I'm saying? If you guys haven't, hit that like button. All right, let's go.
Nah, man, rim job and butt plug.
Holy,
that's their new names.
All right, let's get back to it. Exposing these guys.
And Preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo, let's fast forward here a bit.
Year later, now you want to bring a fight again? Why didn't you guys take up the fight that you guys suggested when you was talking shit?
Nigga, you ran from it. He definitely ran from it. He put that shit on Preach ASAP, bro. That nigga turned into Goku. With you, I'd love to talk to you. And hey, if it comes to fisticuffs, that's fine. But you need to be held accountable for all the shit you've been talking, bro. You've been hiding behind a fucking camera, talking shit, being a fucking snake for.
I love how he says this behind the camera.
What?
Wow. Podcasting, bro. You're not some street baller. You're an
More deflection.
You ran from the fight, Abba. You were in his house and you ran. How the fuck is this hiding behind a camera? He's telling you to come here right now, you dumb bitch. You too busy getting your finger up your ass or a tongue or whatever.
Hey, you gotta,
this guy puts fuck.
So Smooth J says he wants to see how we react when Abba said he got milks. We already reacted to that, everybody in the chat show Smooth J what we said when they brought that part up, but I guess they're gonna bring it back up. But yeah, well, nobody cheering that shit on. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking peanut butter in his asshole, and Preach comes like the dog.
Pure deflection.
Dog shit.
Pure deflection. That's what these guys do. Smoke and mirrors. Let's keep going. Hold on.
There was a podcast talking to boards every day. You live behind the camera. Let's carry on.
For years, I'm calling your dumb ass out. Don't pawn it off fucking Preach. You're a fucking bitch and you know it. You would never say the shit that you've been saying in my fucking face. You would not.
Yes, I did say it to your face.
What? Hold on, watch this.
You get so emotional. It's funny to watch. When I came on the pod the first time and the last time,
implying you would be invited again.
But yo, I heard you talking shit. What was this stuff you said? And this dude started stuttering, pretending he didn't remember what he said. Thankfully, his retard friend Walter was too dumb to realize. Like,
another jump cut because that's what these guys do.
Oh, this isn't out. So he.
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember what he said. I remember. He said this.
Specifically, you felt like we were kind of blue pilled, right?
Now, guys, I want you to pay attention to this clip, and I'm going to show you guys the full clip. This is what these guys do.
I don't remember what show was this one.
I remember it very, very well because that episode I was very careful of what I said because the kids watched it. That episode I was very careful of what I said because the kids watched it.
So I just want to ask you about that. Why do you think I might be blue pilled?
Well, from what I remember, I'm trying to remember. I would say blue, like. I'm trying to think like which
because he didn't know. It was the one.
All right, so I actually want to know everybody on the panel's opinion on this, and everybody in the comment section. Do you guys think that Abba and Preach are indeed blue pilled? Do you guys agree with that assessment, or do you guys think that no, they're not blue pilled? You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think?
I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
Abba and Preach we talking about?
Yeah.
Blue pill?
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all something. After that, what pill do y'all think y'all are?
Hey, what now?
What pill do you think you guys are?
Who's you guys?
Us. I mean, anyone in particular.
I've said this before. I don't really ascribe to the kind of quote unquote pill ideologies. People kind of just turn that into a thing and create that as a talking point to either support or to try to debunk whatever your message is. But if I could relate to any one of those ideologies, probably the one that I would be most relatable to would be black pill. And I've said that before. And the reason being is because a lot of it is based in science and determinism. And I can actually get behind that logically more so than somebody just saying, well, you know, I'm red pilled and you're blue pilled because you don't agree with what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of sympathize with black pill, not so much with the other ones.
I co-signed that for Rob. Well, you listen to some of our conversations offline. He black pill like a mug.
I would say I fall into the same category. I just think that when people say red pill, they attribute that to the behaviors and things like that you know some of these guys who call themselves red pill are, right? Or that they do, right? So when they say red pill, when you hear red pill, you know you tend to think of these guys that you might not like. Red pill is just what we call an awareness. Is the term comes from the movie The Matrix. Is either you believe in what you've been told and all this fake shit, or you don't. And it's bigger than relationships with women. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not somebody like I'm not a religious person. There's a lot of things in society that we taught growing up that's bullshit. And if you walk that line, then you are red pill. Unless you are comfortable, you know, falling in line with the traditions and the conditioning and all these other things that society has put in your head. You know, you rock with the culture. And Rob, when you say black pill, if you mean like towards that nihilism shit, then that's where I stay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm past red pill.
Yeah, I was about to say like black, to me, if you ask me, like black, like red pill, like black pill is like the like Super Saiyan red pill. Like you're beyond red pill if you black pill. Like you're like Neo coming out of the Matrix was red pill. Neo seeing everything in neon green with the code going through it, that's black pill. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Anybody else want to expand on that or no? Y'all want to keep going?
I'm just magenta pill.
You said yes, but I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you got a lot of stuff to do and you can get your hands on them, I heard being Adderall pilled ain't bad neither. You know what I'm saying? And if you got some shorties, ecstasy pill ain't really that bad neither. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I hear. I don't know if that's true or not. And
hey, Bill Cosby, relax.
Yeah,
and blue pill is good if you're struggling to keep it up.
That's hilarious.
Okay,
I heard that. It's also good for pulmonary edema or pulmonary hypertension, I should say. That blue pill that 100 is talking about, and that's
purple pills is M&M and D12.
Right. That's hilarious. All right, y'all, I'm gonna run it.
I'm trying to remember.
I also find it funny that he came with the smoke.
I love that. Y'all saw how they clipped that shit, man. Bravo to these guys. Now let's go ahead and play the full clip for y'all because that's what these guys fucking do. This is the full clip.
When you put out this kind of content. So obviously with a big, audience, you have to be careful of what you say. You have to, even with the YouTube algorithm and the big, hold on.
You did a video where I talked about how the red pill
means
she belongs to the street.
Yeah, Easy Magic. I think I'm pretty value it.
Agree with a lot of it, right? Yes. I know everybody got together and they said a bunch of stuff, and so I got a chance to watch it. I was like, what's going on, right? So during that live, people were like, yeah, I've preacher trying to hedge. And the basis for this was like, we just disconnected for a little bit, but we got it back.
Okay. So now this is the full clip right here, guys. Here we go. What they chopped up and screwed for y'all, this is it for real.
Crazy because everyone's like, man, see, he's trying to hedge and he still lost. And in my head, I'm like, nah, we getting our money. I don't know what's going on, right? So that was one thing. But yeah.
See, there go Abba with the we getting our money again. So like that's what I'm saying about like they make that very obvious that they're about the money for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't shy behind that. So that definitely can interfere. It's definitely a factor that could interfere with integrity. Like that's not some people can't just sit there and say that they stand on this, you know what I'm saying, this podium of integrity, because if it's money solely that's driving what you're doing, at some point you're susceptible to corruption. So you know what I'm saying, like people can't just give them that ethical pass. I think that they have been giving them, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think?
Couldn't we do both?
You can do both, but where do you draw the line is the question.
When
I just had a debate with a guy who claims that certain guys in the manosphere are pushing a message to keep guys in a certain mental state so that they keep giving them super chats and this and that and the other. Understand?
Facts.
Right? But that's what he said. Do I agree with it? No. Now, I think that those guys might exist. I can't say they do not exist. I can't say they do, because I don't know anybody's intentions, but anyone on YouTube has the potential to do that if, again, there's money on the table. We don't know anybody's true intentions, because at the end of the day, it's like I told these dudes in my video, I said, listen, you want to prove that you ain't about money? Demonetize, right? Demonetize. You can't point to the other guy and say, he's about money, and send a super chat or Cash App, support the show, but that guy over there is about money, because we don't know what your intention is. Anybody has the potential to be on it for money. Now, how about we just assume everybody is about their bread and just go from there? Everybody's trying to play the poor righteous teacher, and it's nonsense. So you can't make it about money when it's the guy you don't like, and then the guy you like, he's doing it because he has integrity. Because that's pick and choose. You understand? So yeah, so when people agree, yeah, the manosphere, no, it's because you don't like these guys. You're gonna attach that to them. It's biased. So again, as long as there's money on the table, anybody's integrity could be questioned.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Agreed. But my thing is, it's like, money is not, like, the love of money is the root of all evils. Money is not evil. So my thing is like, if you are pushing, it's like a drug dealer, right? He sold crack instead of weed to his community. We know crack does a whole lot worse than weed does to the community, right? Even though I don't smoke weed and I don't smoke crack. So his integrity, if he's selling weed, or he got his own business, right? he's doing that to survive, right? But I think if you're a content creator, you know how they say with Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. You're charging these dudes that have no strong male role model in their life, don't know how to get girls, don't know how to approach women, don't know how to make money, and you're taking $600 per hour for consulting, taking their super chats, and having no net positive in their life, versus you're just shooting the breeze, whatever. You're making content, whatever. It's just you, and the fruit of what you're being like genuine. You're not promising no courses. You ain't promising absolutely freaking nothing. People are just watching you to get enjoyment out of you, and then because of the YouTube algorithm or whatever, you monetize off of that by default. I think it's two separate things.
Okay, so then how many of the guys do you think fit the first category as opposed to the second?
How many guys?
No, I'm just How many content?
Oh,
creators?
There's
$600 and this and that and the consultant and the people ain't getting no value from it. Versus
a lot. I could name you Melanie King. She charges $300 per hour. I could the lead attorney. He charges around like $300 per hour. I'm looking at all their sites.
Lead attorney. So just so you know, lead attorney is not necessarily Manosphere. If that's the argument you're making, I'm not saying that you're making that argument. I just want to point that out.
No, I'm just meaning in general. Does money corrupt with the content that people think? Like I do believe there is a fraction, a huge populist fraction of YouTube that benefits off of people's pain.
Well, okay. Well, so you name two people. Lead attorney, he's benefiting off of.
I name three: Fresh and Fit, lead attorney, Melanie King.
Angry Man, $50 for 15 minutes.
Mike TV. He's offering what, $20 to expose people or something like that.
Who's Mike?
I think Mike TV is I don't think he's Manosphere though.
No, I'm saying in general. I'm just saying in general. Like if you're benefiting off of other people's pain, that's different. You're monetizing off people's pain.
That's what the news does.
Hold up.
I agree. I
don't think I wouldn't qualify Mike TV as benefiting off of pain though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, me neither.
I'm trying to understand what.
I think he does because he's exposing people. He's doxing people.
Yeah, so but information and pain is two different things.
No. He's using information to dox people. That creates pain.
Right.
No, but you're
like if he did if he didn't, then any of us would be perfectly fine if we saw his thumbnail of us about to expose CP the artist. I got into a rap beef. I got into a Twitter beef with this rapper. Right? He ate me up. Ground him over it. He heard it. Right? Dude ate me up. Like he had some bars for me. Right? Brought out some personal stuff. I was just like, God dang, that hurt. Like, and I responded back, and anyway, I had to respond, right? But it was clout chasing. My thing is like whether it's Manosphere, whether it's like whatever. If you are monetizing off of people's pain, like you have no net value. Look,
define it.
Because
you keep saying monetizing off people's pain. I want you to define that because it's
healthcare.
Let me say it like this:
healthcare would fall into that category because healthcare is literally monetizing off of people's pain. You know what I'm saying? Like being a doctor, being a surgeon, health insurance. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I want him to give me the context that he's using because when he's talking about, these guys are monetizing off of people's pain.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Let me finish, bro. Because
I'm sorry.
So what I'm trying to understand is, okay, if me personally, I don't, but hypothetically, if I said, you know what, I want to charge $600 an hour for you to consult with me, right? Now the person may feel like it's worth it to them or it's not. Now if they call me, cool. If they don't, cool. But how am I stealing from them? Like, how am I'm monetizing off their pain? They don't have to call me. You can go see a therapist, or they can go deal with their pain elsewhere. I'm not creating their pain so that I can monetize off of it.
Oh, no.
And can I interject quickly before you explain? And I want to like you to kind of thread the needle, because Mike TV. I mean, if we're gonna throw Mike TV in it, then we might as well say, okay, Roland Martin's is monetizing off the Black community pain, because he's selling us somebody that's gonna further, pretty much damage our community, like Joe Biden. But I think when it comes to this, Mike TV doesn't actually monetize off of pain. He exposes people the information that's already rapidly available. As for somebody like Angry Man, who sells like I said, 15 minutes for $50 for 15 minutes, and he's trying to teach you how to be a better man, or he's teaching you masculinity when he don't know the first thing about masculinity. He's actually telling you to, if you look at his daily message, it's about hating women, Black community ain't nothing, and the standard talking points that you hear from some of these Manosphere losers.
That is my point.
So what do you guys define it? Because this is where rubber meets the road. What do you guys define as hating women?
Well, can I ask you a question that you asked me, and then before we get there, like what my brother just said, right? If he's taking monetizing off of people's pain is this, right?
He's not being.
I'm saying this, right? If I give you $600 and I'm not a better person after you give me $600, I gave you $600.
Results may vary.
You monetize. Let me finish. You monetize off of my pain because I'm not a better person after it. You sold me bull crap like Bitcoin, like all this other stuff, where it was a Ponzi scheme, where people said, look, if you're buying to Bitcoin in 20 years, it's going to be something, and then people went belly up. Or 30 years ago when we had the tech boom.
I get your point, fam. I don't need a bunch of analogies. What I'm saying to you is this.
Oh, you asked me a question. That's why I was responding.
I know. But I get the answer. You don't have to flesh it out for me, because all I'm saying is this: if you give a person like that your money, right? Again, what people say all the time, results may vary. You can give a lawyer some money and you lose the case. Did he monetize off your pain? You can give a personal trainer money to lose 100 pounds, and you don't lose the 100 pounds. You're saying because the person didn't get a guaranteed return that they were stolen from. That doesn't work as a definition, bro, of monetizing from pain.
No. If Fresh and Fit, for example, says you're going to get some girls, you're going to think if you pay me $600, right? But the end results, no matter what I mean, you could see some results. At least if you work hard at a gym, you're going to see some results if you're dedicated. Yes, it does have to depend on the person. But if you're a gym trainer and you say, yeah, eat milk and cookies all the time and you're going to get these results, that's monetizing off of people's pain. The net positive didn't equal to what you really wanted.
That's not a good definition, bro.
I think you understand.
No, that's not a good definition, bro.
You know what a Ponzi scheme is, right?
No, I do. Again, what I'm saying is when you're saying monetizing off of people's pain, what you're defining it as someone not getting the results from something that they put money into. People invest into things all the time and don't get back what they invested because, again, results vary. And it also, if nobody's promising, you show me a video where anybody in the manosphere, and I ain't talking about dating coaches either, or dating gurus, or none of them dudes, because I don't rock with them dudes. But show me where somebody's promising a guaranteed result by listening to them, like you're going to go somewhere and your life is going to change and this and that and the other. Nowhere does anybody sell at. Now, if you sell consulting to somebody, then if you think your time is worth that $600 and they agree that it is, if someone wants to pay a bunch of money to take a picture with Chris Brown, that's what they get from it. It's subjective. You can't say what somebody should get because they paid X amount of money to somebody and you don't see what you think the result should be. They might just want to talk to this person. Might just be a fan with, oh, I want to talk to Angry Man. I watch his content for years. I got $50 to spare. I'm paying. You thinking it's about, oh, he's monetizing off pain. Those two things, what you're saying, monetizing off people's pain, and then your definition are non sequiturs. They don't go with each other, bro.
Well, let me push. Oh, go ahead.
Did you?
To me, and I'm gonna offer this commentary. Sorry, Rob.
No, go ahead.
To me, this opinion is really based on you guys don't like these guys' message, because the bias came in when you said, well, they're hating women. So you on the onset, and I'm not defending these guys. I'm just putting my opinion out there. You have a negative opinion about these guys already. So then you're saying, well, this is what these guys are doing. Nowhere can you point to any of these people guaranteeing these men any sort of result from a conversation with them.
Well, here's my thing. Hold on, CP. Let me just interject here. I want to just interject here, right? See, here's the thing, right? When CP is probably never going to take any of Fresh and Fit's advice and probably never going to buy any product associated with Fresh and Fit. Same with me, same with Keep It 100, same with probably everybody in the comment section in the chat. We have these critiques of these people because we're looking at these products and we don't have any value for them, right? And we can think of every single reason why we don't have any value for them. Now, the thing is that there's what people have as a right to sell and also what people have as a right to buy. Now, we can criticize and critique these particular products and why we may see value or why we may not see value. But if we look at the quantitative evidence, you know what I'm saying? The quantitative evidence shows that there's a certain amount of people that are satisfied with the message and what the message provides, which we don't even know what that is because we haven't taken a survey of all 22,000 people who are watching Fresh and Fit to ask why they're watching it. Literally all 22,000 people watching Fresh and Fit at one given moment, it's a possibility that 0 of those people are watching it for insight. There is also another possibility that 100% of those people could clearly only be watching for comedic value. We don't know that distribution, so we can't say any of that factually. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is that when we're dealing with this kind of stuff, we also got to talk about it in an honest situation, right? Because CP, you brought up Bitcoin, right? In 2014, what was the price of a Bitcoin? Does anybody know in 2014 what the price was?
I don't know.
In 2014, if I'm not mistaken, one Bitcoin was $20, if I'm not mistaken. If somebody in the comment section can check it. How much was it?
2014?
Yeah.
$26.
$26. How much is it worth today?
No, 20 something thousand.
It's in the 20. It's over $20,000.
So from
$320.
So there's been a 9-year period where people at max could have made about $50,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, but let me interject because I think we just cobbled together a bunch of different stuff and made one big Frankenstein out of this subject.
It's a monster.
You know what I'm saying? Like we put everybody in the same group. But I think when it comes to monetizing off of people, there's a pyramid to it. Like there's different things they can get for you. So when I say monetizing off pain, I'm talking about, okay, who would I, Jay the Informant, group with Mari Show? Can we all agree that Mari Show monetizes off pain?
Yes.
All right, so who would I group with them with? I would group Anton Daniels with them.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on. So you would say that the Maury Show monetizes off of pain?
Yes.
So what we have to do then, we have to specifically define what pain is.
Right.
So like my thing is, I disagree that the Maury Show monetizes off pain because each Maury Show has a different episode with a different subject, right? Now here goes the thing. They could be doing the paternity test, right? Well, is that pain? In some situations it could be, right? Because there could be a situation where somebody had some pain because they didn't know who their father was, and then at the end of the day they found out who their father was because they've been separated for 20 years, you know what I'm saying? And then now they did a paternity test and now they've been reunited. There could also be pain when there's a situation where there's cheating. But what's being marketed is the paternity test, not the pain. You don't.
So what I want to know, since because I mean, on a basic level, Advil or Bayer monetizes off of pain. You take
literally,
the pill, pain goes away. But when I want to ask these gentlemen,
but that's not parallel.
But why not? But why not?
It
Though?
is. It
Because
is.
one gives the results.
One actually gives results,
but it doesn't give results all the time. There's lab tests that show that analgesics don't give. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends if you give ibuprofen, Motrin. Sometimes you could take those and they had the same effect as a placebo, which is one of the reasons why they have placebos.
And I'll push back on you that because there's actual measurements that you can use to test their measurement of success, whether it's relieving pain or whatever. When it comes to these groups, these people who want to just get a camera, get it, and say I'm going to consult with you, they have no measurements. They have no data supporting.
Okay, so hold on. Yeah, actually they do. Actually they do because we talked about the Maury show, right? And the example of the Maury show that we used was the paternity test. Has there ever been a Maury show where the person who requested a paternity show did not get the results that they requested? Remember, they weren't requesting to be healed. They were requesting to get information based on a test. So is there anybody that's Maury just said, nah, I'm keeping the envelope closed. You're not getting the results. Get off my show. Has that ever happened?
Well, let me interject real quick because I'm actually gonna have to dip in like 6 minutes. I think ultimately when we're talking about this monetizing off of people's pain, that's essentially really just something that you say towards people that you don't like. Because if you take my main channel, for example, if you don't agree with what I say as it pertains to my politics, then it's easy for you to turn around and say, oh, well, you're just monetizing off of black folks' pain. You get what I'm saying? Because you don't agree with my politics. But
can I push back on that?
But real quick, but what people really don't want to admit in general overall, me and Rob have talked about this, behind the scenes, you could say before, ultimately, bro, if you online, or if you got any type of business, essentially we're all clout chasing. We're all trying to monetize. Everybody is. We are all clout chasers. That's just a fact.
Hide your face, demonetize. Then you real. I can't. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to know, in these guys' opinion, whose pain is Maury profiting off of? Whose pain exactly? Because of course, when people say Maury, they associate him with paternity tests, right? Yeah, just like Rob said, they all get their paternity tests, right? So whose pain is being monetized? Who?
Can I answer? Black people, because it was a minstrel show. How was it that when Harry Belafonte died, the same week Jerry Springer died, but Jerry Springer had more clicks and views than the icon of Harry Belafonte? It's
because people chose
exactly
what they wanted to do, and nobody forced them to. Because every day there's a celebrity that does something that gets more views than a video that TD Hip Hop Media puts out about what somebody should pay attention to in politics. So the thing is the choice, and the thing is that the reality of the situation is that nobody is putting a gun to anybody's head, making them make those bad choices. I think one thing that we tend to do is we get upset with people's choices that they make, and instead of actually blaming the people who are making those poor choices, we're blaming the options that they have available. Like here's the thing: I could go buy a college degree. I could go 1 semester of college at a state college costs the same as a brick of cocaine. You know what I'm saying? I have an option. I can go buy a brick. You know what I'm saying? And possibly make, $100,000, or I can go and do a semester in school and possibly fail out or advance to the next grade and have to pay another $10,000. I have to make those choices. If I get mad at the brick of cocaine didn't make me buy it. I had just as equal of an opportunity to invest that money in education, but I made the wrong choice.
That's right.
Agreed.
Well, I'm going to say this. Mono said in the comment, he said there's a sucker born every day. And I'm going to push back on what TD said, because TD is not selling private, to my knowledge, he's not selling private consulting fees where he's actually telling people, and he's not, and a lot of stuff that TD pushes out is information that can be fact checked and all that. While you have other people who have channels like Angry Man, who doesn't fact check any of the information. He just goes out there and says some garbage babble. He doesn't support it with any information. So he can just go out there, and when I say profiting off pain, I'm talking about very specific stuff. He says the black community is trash. Can he back that up with some information besides the conservative talking points? And then when you give him information that push back on that narrative, he still says the same thing over and over and over again when he knows that it's not factually true. So when he says profiting off pain, it's misinformation that's not true, that you can't prove that's true, in my opinion, then the guy has the audacity to go out and charge $50 for 15 minutes worth of his babble that he doesn't know what he's talking about. So yeah, I do think there's people profiting off pain, but I'm talking about very specific people, and that's just in my opinion though.
But again, nobody can make you buy Angry Man's consulting time. So if you offer it, doesn't mean people have to buy it. You telling me there's guys walking around that are so like dealing with so much mental anguish that they have to call Angry Man to get them out of this mentally anguished, this mental state that they're in?
Yeah, I think that's kind of. I think that's sad. I think that's sad, man.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Is that your argument, bro? Is that what you think? Like, oh man,
let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Like calling Ja Rule for his political opinion.
Yeah.
Where is Ja Rule at a time like this?
Committing murder.
Where is Angry Man?
Here's the thing, though. You can technically push people to your side with the power of manipulation and the power of thought. It's called social engineering. It's called virtue signaling. It's called Look, if you read the 48 Laws of Power, that's a book on manipulation. The politicians do it. The media does it. There's a reason why Fox News, CNBC, and CNN, and everything, the social media companies push certain things. It's even the algorithm right here. If we were talking about kibbles and bits, whatever, it's never going to get views. If we talk about Adam and Preach, if we talk about pearly things, our views skyrocket. On my channel, which I have 830 subscribers, right? I talk about balanced stuff where I don't demonize Black women, I don't demonize men. I try to call it how it is. My channel will not grow. Only time my channel grows is the last time I talked about MTR. Right now, it's my most viewed thing at 9,000. I didn't tell anybody to click there, did I? Technically, I did because I used the algorithm to get there. Human beings rather avoid pain, and they will go to pleasure. That is the thing. So when it comes to the Maury show, right?
Where do you get? Wait, hold on.
That means power, profit, and pleasure in that.
How is that also like that? There's nothing documented that says that people go directly to pleasure versus pain. And also remember, but hold on, wait a minute. Wait, if we're gonna talk about the algorithm is a program that quantizes the predictions of human behavior. So you're utilizing the algorithm because the algorithm is able to analyze what people are actually doing with no bias better than a human can. Like the thing is that like people don't want to take accountability for their choices. You know what I'm saying? And like the thing is like if you're buying these nonsensical products, at the end of the day, you chose wrong. The same thing that like, a lot of these people be saying like Fresh and Fit, Steven Crowder, but like it's real. There has to be a level of personal accountability to understand exactly what it is that you're buying, when you're buying it, and why you're buying it. You know what I'm saying?
There's McDonald's and there's Subway.
Both of them are bad.
One is better, which is the point. And if you go to McDonald's, you can't blame McDonald's. You walked into McDonald's, you made your order, you sat down with your food and ate it. You didn't have to do that, right?
Yeah, but
if they go ahead,
bro. But here's the thing.
But go ahead.
Okay, I have 71,000 Instagram followers based off of me studying who my demographic was. It's 18 to 45-year-old women. My art was focused on that, so when they see my art, it resonates. When you go into a supermarket today, notice that all the sugary foods are eye level to children 3 to 5. They're all they don't put them at the top because why? They know that adults they could see that high, but little kids they put everything at the bottom. They put all the candy in front of the checkout so the kids could reach for them and buy them there. This is social engineering, and this is how things work.
So then how do we
Manipulation.
end up with an obesity rate so high in adults then?
I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that question because it ties into if you watch that documentary, What's Eating Us, I think it's on thing, Similac, right? It has chemicals in it that are on that are not healthy for a baby.
Let me ask you a question. Does anybody put a gun to a woman's head and say you're not allowed to breastfeed?
Absolutely not. But here's the thing though. Similac you can get for free from WIC or any of the we call it
the only thing that you spend on breast milk is calories. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you, but
which actually helps the mother maintain her health. So, but real quick, I want to just reset the conversation real quick because I see people in the comment section, and I don't think that they understand where we're at here. And this is what Marcus was talking about in the beginning with the whole quote unquote allegiances. There's literally nobody here on the panel that is advocating and saying that Myron and Fresh and Fit offer a quality product. No one's saying that. You have to be more three-dimensional than that and actually pay attention to what's being said. We're up here having a conversation about what we're defining as pain and if we're using the right terminology. These are two very different things.
Right.
And right here, this right here, the lack of ability of a human brain to actually process very simple concepts and not just follow a autonomic schema is one of the reasons why people make these horrible decisions. You should have a decision tree, a self algorithm of whether something is a good product versus whether it's not. If you look at Myron and Fresh, you should say, do these people have testimonials? Do these people have studies that show that their the information that they deliver is effective? If you don't have a criteria that satisfies why you should or shouldn't purchase something, and if you just purchase it blind, that is your fault that you did that. Now, just because that's your fault doesn't mean that we're sitting up here saying go buy a Fresh and Fit product today. No, non-accountability society is doomed for downfall, and most people do not have accountability. Deal with your knowledge base, deal with your understanding, deal with your processing of information, do your due diligence, do not be lazy, and make better decisions that will lead to a better outcome. Period. The thing is when you break all of this down to the bare basis, what's interesting about that is that Fresh and Fit and Abba and Preach both say that, but in a different way.
Now, earlier, one of these guys, I don't know everybody's name here, but one of the guys said that on his channel, he doesn't demonize men, he doesn't demonize women.
That's me.
Understand that what's happening, because all that's subjective, to be honest. Because what I see a lot of people do is they'll take a true statement about men and they'll run with that. And they'll take a true statement about women and call it demonizing them because it's not flattering. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because you say something that is true, but it's not flattering, then you don't get to say, well, you're demonizing. Because then, again, you're picking and choosing because, I'm going to be honest, most of y'all don't want unflattering truth about female behavior. You don't want it. And that's why you hate the manosphere. And that's why you say, oh, you guys are profiting off pain. That's why I ask, who's pain? So when you talk about Maury and you say, well, he's profiting off pain. Of course, women are on there getting exposed for fraud in the paternity context, right? So anything that has women in pain, that's your issue. That's really the issue. Let's take all the gloves off.
Well, all right. If we're gonna take the gloves off, I think you're assuming from people you don't know. My content as a 47. Hold on. As a 47-year-old man, I feel my responsibility to keep Black people and our family structure together. I'm 47 years old. I know what works and I know what doesn't work.
That's
so
great.
my thing is like sir, my thing is this, right? I'm not like the like when we had the talk about Ebony K. Williams and she said she would never marry a bus driver, and the backlash, and then she came with a condescending. I was like, oh, you gotta do better. You gotta do better, and pointing out to black men, you just have to do better. My point is this, right? There are great black women and black men that are not with the stereotype. So why not talk about those people and give hope? Because it's easier for me to get on the platform and become the next Kevin Samuels. I'm a good-looking guy. My videos are edited well. If you see them, people be like, "Yo, how is it that you only got 800 followers?" Right? Because I cannot. Because I have integrity. Well, best as I can, monetize off of people's pain.
I check this out. You would have a harder time trying to be the next Kevin Samuels than trying to be the next Derek Jackson.
Facts.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
I agree because Derek Jackson, the only thing he has to do is say men are wrong, women you're beautiful, yada yada yada. Just fill in the blanks. Women you're beautiful because of A, women you're beautiful because of B. That man ain't nothing because of A. That man ain't nothing because of B. And it's just a fill in the blank. He can actually just have a chat GPT, whatever it's called, to fulfill his whatever the hell he says. But Derek Jackson was so easy to, he was such a fraud. All this information came out against him, and his loyal base never gave up on him. So I would say it's easier to become a Derek Jackson because there's no thought process in it. While Kevin Samuels, he actually put some effort into it, and he was harsh against the women, but I think it was harsh, good criticism.
Real quick,
go ahead, bro.
No, I'm sorry, Marcus. Real quick, CP, can you drop your channel link into the chat? Taylor Jones says, "Who's the guy with 800 followers? I want to follow him." So she's talking about you, bro. So make sure you, make sure you give yourself a plug.
I dropped it.
Because he's defending women in the conversation, right? So of course she wants to follow him. Let me tell you why it's easier to become the next.
Hold on. Abram Priest just dropped a response video.
Yeah, I had posted that. Somebody put a comment up in there. We're gonna actually continue this conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna move
tomorrow.
On. We got sidetracked.
But no. This is good. I want to finish out with you guys completing your thought on this, and then me and Grinder, we're gonna talk behind the scenes and try to set up another one. And if we can get everybody back on here tomorrow and finish the stream as well as check out the video that Abin Priest just dropped, that would be great. And then maybe we get, Taylor says she want to call in, maybe, we can get some people calling in. That'd be cool. But yeah, this has been a really good stream, if you ask me. And if you ask me, all of the tangents that we have gone on have actually been better than the actual, content, the reaction video that we've been reacting to. So props to everybody that's on the panel. You know what I'm saying?
Could you clip it up and make some content for it?
Man, I'm too lazy for all that. But if y'all want to do it, it's there.
Yeah, you gotta say stuff like psycho YouTuber says this, something like this. You know what I mean?
You gotta
seem
say
like you're attacking somebody.
You gotta say on the Reacts podcast channel there was a gotcha bitch moment. You know what I'm saying?
But Rob, would you
black on black crime with content creators?
That's clickbait right there. Do it.
Facts. Go ahead, Marcus. What was you gonna say, bro?
Would you agree in anyone's quest to be the next Derek Jackson, they would have the algorithm and social media on their side? Because
not only would they have the algorithm and social media on their side, they'd be invited on The View. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they'd be on Fox.
So understand earlier when he said, stuff about the media and this and that and the other, understand that those devices that you spoke against earlier would actually be on your side, speaking, in defense of women, no matter what their behavior is, good or bad, as opposed to, calling out, bringing attention to, or whatever, their bad behavior. Women do behave badly, and this should not be this, this agenda to keep guys from speaking on it, because all of our lives we could talk about how ain't shit men are and nobody says nothing. And as soon as you talk about women, it's like you talking about alphabet people, or you talking about people who wear very small hats on the crown of their head. And that's not
okay.
All of
Fam,
these
I agree with you. I agree.
No, I
with
agree
you.
with that
But
100%.
I think that
But people could get easily
ahead,
turned
Mark.
off.
Hold on.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
It,
Go ahead.
I don't,
No,
I
you good. Go
don't, I
ahead.
don't. The truth turns off a lot of people. It's irrelevant to me. At the end of the day, these things must be dealt with. They must be addressed, and they must be said. So if we're gonna say, well, why don't we just focus on the good stuff, right?
That's disingenuous. Yeah.
Right.
But hold on, no, I agree. But going back to Ebony K. Williams, right? So what she said should have had no pushback then.
No,
If you're saying like that, if she had opinion on black men, then she should have had no pushback.
So who pushed them back on it? Because it was everybody you say you don't like.
Who I didn't like, or she didn't
No,
like?
you said you don't like guys or these corny Manosphere guys. So who outside of the Manosphere guys who pushed back?
I mean, I push back. I push back. I'm not part of the Manosphere.
No.
Okay.
I push back. I push back too right here on this channel. Right here on this channel.
But
We did a react.
What I'm saying to you is there's a greater amount of people that said, yeah, niggas need to get their money up. You understand
what
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
people that said that. Yeah.
Right. So understand that whatever your feelings is, so it has to get that egregious and in your face. Is like people who defend cops until they see a cop behead someone on the side of the road or something like that. Like it has to get that bad for you to recognize, like, okay, this woman, she's in the spotlight. She's saying what she's saying. But then you have tons of, social media posts, Twitter posts, this and that and the other that echoing the sentiment of what she's saying. And that's what we talk about. But then we shouldn't talk about it, or we some corny niggas. And that's the BS right there. So when you get to have a problem, and you have a problem, but we see much more than that Ebony K. Williams. That Ebony K. Williams thing is a 1 in a million thing.
Yeah, to back up what Marcus is saying, basically it's the black conservative issue. Racism doesn't exist until it's staring you right in the face. Then all of a sudden you can talk about it, and everybody else needs to support you in your racism. But when it wasn't convenient, you were silent on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I do, even though I don't agree with a lot of the messages that some Manosphere content creators come with, it is the Manosphere content creators that have been pushing and prepping that message of people like Ebony K with those kind of talking points in the forefront, long before most people were even addressing those issues. And when Ebony K came out, it was the majority of those content creators that we're criticizing right now that were on the front lines of defending, people against that message, which again, me personally, I was on the fence about the message because I definitely could see how it could be a stereotype, but I don't have a problem with, people getting their money up because I'm all about that world domination. So you need to do that in order to dominate the world. But at the same time, no, we got to be reasonable in our expectations too. And I think Ebony K failed to do that.
Let me say this. So when it comes to the Manosphere thing, it's not that I don't like the Manosphere. When Kevin Samuels was in the Manosphere, I actually liked it, and I actually was on his side when it came to Kevin Samuels versus Umar Johnson, because Umar Johnson just say a bunch of nonsense, and the women support him because Umar Johnson, he talks big on the women and all that stuff. Umar Johnson doesn't have a track record of anything. He didn't marry the 2 women that he got impregnated. He never really raised a family, but all he has to do is come out, say some nonsense, and he'll get the support. While Kevin Samuels, he actually, came with facts and data and all that stuff, and he got pushed back because of the people like Umar Johnson and what's the other dude named Derek Jackson. So yeah, I agree with Kevin Samuels, but these other people, these new people, just Pearly Things, who I don't see how she's in the Manosphere. Rolo Tomasi talking about get a vasectomy. You have Angry Man. You have the millionaire fraud, Anton Daniels, who apparently collected a check off his daddy's death. You can't call yourself a millionaire when you wasn't a millionaire during the pandemic. You're walking outside. You had a failed restaurant. He was walking outside in the hot dog wiener. And all these other stuff. But so, I mean, the dude, he wasn't a millionaire until what? I don't even think he's a millionaire because according to some documents that came out, he owes a lot of money because of that failed restaurant. So
wait,
he has
who you talking about? Who you talking about?
Anton Daniel.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
just so I can and I said this in one of my last videos. Every black man with a mic ain't black manosphere or manosphere. And that's the thing. It's like how people lump Muslims in with Al Qaeda or something. Again, when you don't like something, you lump everybody in with whatever you don't agree with. Now, I could talk about Rollo Tomasi and some of the guys you mentioned, but these guys, because when you're saying demonize black women, understand these guys don't talk about black women. A lot of these guys, some of these guys you mentioned, don't talk about black women. Yeah, I think Anton's a cornball, but he doesn't call himself manosphere. How about you listen to these guys tell you? They'll tell you they're not part of the black manosphere, but everybody thinks anybody talking about black relationships is part of some manosphere. Understand? You got to understand what it means before you have an opinion on it, right?
Hold up, who's not part of the manosphere?
No, Anton.
Who I mentioned, but he was at one point part of the manosphere.
What point was that?
Like 2 years ago, he was part of the manosphere. Then when he went on Pocket Watcher with JT, he said yes, I was a part of the manosphere, but he's not any longer or something like that.
But hold on real quick,
he
though,
polices
Jay.
the manosphere.
But hold on real quick, no, because there's an actual list of people that are quote unquote manosphere content creators, and the lists are archived and people can see them. And I don't think that Lapeef Network or Anton Daniels was ever on that list, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. Those lists are available. There's a content creator named Black Men Being Brutally Honest that posts them periodically on his community tab. I don't recall ever seeing any of the Lapeef or Anton Daniels channels in there. So I think another thing that ends up happening is that there's people that are outside of the space that see a particular kind of content being discussed, and then those people propagate the message that this particular individual is quote manosphere, and they're not. Right. I think that happens a lot of times because, like, keep it 100 right here. You know what I'm saying? He's manosphere, hardcore, to the grain, a manosphere dude. You know what I'm saying? Probably why most of y'all may not know who he is, because most of y'all aren't in that algorithm. But
they don't listen to our stuff, but they got all the opinions on them. You got a lot of women who hated Kevin Samuels and never sat and watched his videos. Y'all are having opinions on things y'all don't know or don't even entertain because we're talking about women, and that's your problem. You don't
know.
Okay, let me
say this. Hold up, before you say that, let me say this. I said specific names for a reason. I said Anton Daniels, Angry Man, just probably things because I actually know information about them.
You said Rollo ain't whose manosphere is Rollo part of? He's
part of the white manosphere, but I was just referencing him after what I heard him say.
Okay, but we're having a conversation because one guy he said he don't like he's talking about he don't like when we drag black women. He specified a race.
Yeah, that's me, and I want to address that.
And then Rollo Tomasi's name gets mentioned, so now we're conflating two things that should not be conflated.
Let me address it. The reason why I say that, are there black women that need to be dragged? I'm sure there is.
What percentage?
But what percentage?
Yeah.
Maybe 20%.
I knew you would give incredibly low number. Understand?
Whatever. But bro, let me crystallize my point. Here's my thing, right? If I make content with 500,000 or million followers, and I specifically say with a broad brush, black women are most likely to never get married, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm making a broad statement. When you use the word some or use a statistic saying, oh, such, or just a blanket thing, you do not put it. Look, I'm a good looking guy. I live in Atlanta, have no problem. I got 99 problems, but getting women ain't one, right? Because I'm 47 years old, been married for 8 years, divorced. I'm a good looking guy. I would probably be considered a high value guy in my field. But my thing is like this. I don't pander to black women. I did a video a couple of months ago on how I support the passport bros, because if you can't find a good Western woman, because I believe Western society has eroded from the last 60 years statistically based off of where we have gone in our society. I look at the micro, not the macro. So I'm not going to use everything with a lens and a perspective like, oh, that's everything. I want to be informed and give out informed information that is not biased based off of my bad relationships with women. I'm not gonna. If I had bad relationships with all types of women, but that doesn't mean I'm going to paint
nobody
every single woman with those bad experiences, as I don't want them to do that with me as a black man.
Brother, none of the stuff that you said just now is happening. Nobody is saying all of anybody is doing anything. Number two, we use statistics. This ain't about our personal lives. All right. Look at me. My picture that's me in the picture that you see right there. I'm not a bad looking 47-year-old guy. I don't have problems with women, but I can attest to there are issues that we have in our culture that need to be addressed. The single mother rate is what it is. One of the girls in the chat, she says, nobody got a problem being critiqued. That's a lie. The whole issue is the critique. Women cannot be critiqued. Ayanna Van Zant told you, Ebony K. Williams, this is a problem. She wasn't trying to hear it. Kevin Samuels, he said, you want this guy, this high value, 6 foot, 6-pack, 6-figure guy, this is what you need to do. They celebrated the day he fell off the earth.
That was true, yeah.
Right? They celebrated. They
it was disgusting. I was in some of those rooms.
And all he did was tell them, and he, like you said, I'm trying to unite black men and black women. He said multiple times that's what he was trying to do, but he was trying to tell these women, yo, this is what you need to do. Get it together so you can get the man you're looking for. Instead, all they heard was, you too fat, you too this, you got too many kids, you got all these kids and things like that. You go on these dating sites, I dare you to measure the amount of women with kids versus the women without kids, or the amount of women that are actually pregnant in their dating profile bio, bro. This is a problem. And everybody wants to handle it with kids' gloves because people are afraid to hurt women's feelings. Because anything that's critique hurts their feelings. They want to be worshipped.
Nobody cares that men are offing themselves at record numbers, but we can't hurt women's feelings. But men can blow their brains out on the table, and that's perfectly fine.
Right.
I care about that.
Again, I just want to make this clear that when you say, everybody says it's not all women. Nobody's saying all. It's like but you guys reply with some, and then you give this minuscule number as if all the 80% of women are not like this, and only 20% of women are making these demands, bro. Is that, you think that's the reality on the ground, that 80% of women ain't talking about I need a man to pay all my bills and this and that? You think that ideology is a 20% of the black female population?
Yes, I agree. Yes. I'll double down on it.
Okay, you can double down on that, but it's not
20%.
true when you look at the numbers, bro. And that's what we talk about. We ain't talking about, oh, once upon a time I was in 5th grade and nobody wanted to talk to me. We look at the numbers. Most people are single, bro. These chicks are holding out. They would rather be single and have some dusty dude baby than to be in a relationship with a progressive, productive man because they feel like it's oppressive. I got to cook for him. I got to serve his plate. I'm a boss, bitch.
Oh shit!
Right? You think in this era that we're in now, with feminism being what it is, you going to say that the effects of feminism only hit 20% of the women? You're delusional.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. You're putting words in my mouth. You asked me.
Well, hold on, guys. You know what? I hate to tell you guys this, but we're gonna have to do this again, hopefully tomorrow, because it's time to get on. It's time.
Yeah, let me make this small statement. Let me make this small statement. Keep it 100. Drop your link because I need to follow your channel. Second of all, there's somebody in the chat room and he wants some attention. I'll give him attention. A&R, you sound like a little whiny little girl who wants some attention. That's why you posting all that nonsense in the damn chat room. You sound like a little bitch.
I've seen his comments. We all show our faces. So I mean, CP, the artist, he does videos where he records himself and shows his face. Marcus, that is him. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to his channel and watch his live streams, that's him. You know what I'm saying? And this is me before I go into sunlight because I'm just a little bit, light skinned. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? There's that. You know what I'm saying? And I got my hair down today. It's usually braided. My bad. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad picture. That's the one on my license though. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys are subscribed to wherever you're watching it from and tune in tomorrow because we are going to be live again, having this same discussion and reacting to that video and the new video that I've been dropped tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. As you guys can see, TD Hip Hop Media is definitely vouching what I'm saying here. I'm petrified and scared to show my face. You know what I'm saying? Because, I don't want you guys to look at it. I mean, look at it up on the screen. It's not the best looking. You know what I'm saying? And I'll catch y'all later, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Marcus, we lit. You know what I'm saying? CP, Jay, make sure if y'all can come back tomorrow and we can finish this conversation because it's great and it's getting good and everybody being cordial. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a great thing because we do actually need to have these conversations.
Yeah,
come
I might
back tomorrow.
I'll try, man. I might be surrounded by cameras tomorrow.
Oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? But, if you can't make it, it'll be all good. You know what I'm saying? It's always comment section trolling is appreciated.
Drop that link though, man, for sure.
Yeah, you know what? And Jay, and anybody who likes the content creators or the people that they saw, I know Taylor was saying that she wanted to follow CP. On the Reacts podcast channel, everybody who has participated in this conversation, their channel is pinned in the description box. So you guys can go and check those out there on the Reacts channel. All right. So again, like I said, appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you, everybody who contributed, everybody who watched the stream. Marcus, who dropped some super chats. Appreciate y'all. I will catch y'all tomorrow. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.